Oh, right. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on here. So, I'm resigned to watching this show on my flipping iPhone instead of the TV. I'll tell you all when you get in the building. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I want to make sure this works because I'm doing this live a bit. Yeah, it does work. Okay, cool. So, live's completely different. Moved it up, swapped things up. First live watch along in here. Hopefully it goes well. I know I'm a bit late starting. You know what the problem is because basically I always use my iPhone. Well, actually, I still technically can. Um, I just have to be careful because I have to watch the fight on this just for the time being. Not the best way to start a live watch along, to be fair, but it can only get better. You guys know that. Let's have a quick listen, see how that sounds for everyone in the building. Let us know how you guys are. Sounds for everyone in the building. Yeah, sounds fine. Sounds absolutely fine. So, yeah, unfortunately, I have no idea. The Zone app on the TV, which was working all evening, literally as soon as I hop up off the couch to get this set up, it decides, no, we're going to stop working. But for some reason, it works perfect on the phone. So go figure. So Adam Azim went to round number 11 in his fight here. Now, it's been a bit on the forgettable side, it has to be said. Like, I haven't really looked at it and thought, oh, wow, it's, blowing my mind or anything like that. It's been a little bit on the forgettable side, but it's been a good performance. The guy's fighting is quite limited, it has to be said. But in fairness, Azim is doing his thing. He always looks good. He's been out of the ring for a little while. So, yeah, we got to take that into consideration as well. We get a few people in the building. We've already got 30. It's so weird. This is such a weird way of doing a live. I've never done it quite like this. I've honestly never done it quite like this. So, yeah, this is... I'm hoping this goes off without a hitch. I really am. I moved everything out, and this is the first run I've done on it. So it's all changed up a little bit. It just feels so weird because normally when I do a live as a watch along, I have the camera forward facing, now it's rear facing, and I've got a spare StreamYard on the go. That's a good exchange there by both guys there, to be fair. It just feels weird. It just seems a bit weird, but we're all good. How are we all doing? Big up to Gordon. Big up to Adam every single time as well. He did look like a zombie at the weigh-in, which is really worrying because that's a ceremonial weigh-in. So you wouldn't imagine that he would be looking like, you'd imagine that they weighed in the morning. So you're talking 6 hours of rehydration. You think that would have been enough to get a good bit of rehydration done? Sorry, I don't want to kick any wires there. Because I got to rewire the whole flipping thing. It has not been easy. It has not been easy. What else we going? Evening, Liam and the chat. Looking forward to an evening of boxing. As am I. As am I, mate, to be honest with you. I think the card so far has been all right. The first fight, Sam Gilly Usman, that was a real good right hand by Adam Azim. He hurt him with that. Yeah, legs are gone. Legs are real shaky on Scooby there. That was a really good, really fast right hand that he hit him with. And he is not letting go of Adam Azim. Howard Foster, get in there and have a word, man. That's BS. They're still not letting go. Yeah, like there's holding on when you're hurt, and then there's doing what he did there. Look at that left hook. Yeah, he's hurt. Scooby is hurt in there. Adam Azim going through the gears. He's got Howard Foster as the referee as well, so be careful. You're going to want to punch back, otherwise he is going to stop you quickly, like he did Joe Parker, although we got questions about Joe Parker. Lovely uppercut by Adam Azim there as well. So really good way to end the fight. She's got one more round to go. Man, he's got to have to show the referee something, otherwise he's going to jump in there as we come to the end of round 11. That was a good combo by Adam Azim there, I have to say. That was really good. Referee was right, though, to have a word with the guy because the guy literally held on. When there's holding on and then there's that, where literally the referee, no matter what he's doing, he's not letting go. So, yeah. There was that. Big up to J to R88. Big up. Carlos, spelling it with a K. Big up to you, man. Big up to Niall O'Connor every single time. I hope you're keeping well, man. I hope you're keeping very well. Wow, the beard man is taking up work as the lumberjack. Do you know what it is, right? I moved flats recently, And the crowd who I used to get to do my beard, I trust them. I used to go up, if I'd work from home, which I do most days, it takes about 10 minutes to walk up. They take about a half hour to do the beard and then walk back. So I'm normally back in time. But because I moved like 10 minutes away, further away, it's now like a 20-minute walk, 15, 20 minutes. So I've not got enough time to get up and back. So my plan is to leave early on Monday and just get them to style it, because it's looking ridiculous now. Like, it is. I got a guy back home who does it as well. But the last few times I've been home, just our schedules just haven't hit in. So he's not been able to do it. So it's just gone. I know, man, it looks proper like, man, yeah, it looks like your boy's homeless or something here. Let me know, by the way, as well, if the stream gets it all choppy at all, because I'm just a bit wary about doing it like this, having everything, all the bells and whistles plugged in, and the fact that I'm watching this onto the Zone feed, and the Zone feed's working fine, but I'm going to make sure that the stream also is looking fine. Adam Azim. Scooby, to be fair, is actually, that was low. Man, one thing I will say, this Scooby guy has fouled a lot in there tonight. He has fouled an awful lot. Man, he has been fouling like hell. Thoughts on Richard Riakporhe? Look, he was in there with a very limited fighter, but he looked good. The power's definitely still there. Absolutely, the power's still there. So, yeah, I thought Riakporhe looked decent, I have to say now. I did. I mean, I think there's good fight to be made with him, and I think that he has potential to do some good things still in the heavyweight division. When I say good things, I'm not talking about going on to world honors or anything like that, but he could certainly, with whatever time he has left in boxing, because he is, 36 years old? So he's getting up there a bit in age. Yeah, he can definitely do some things. He can for sure do certain things, definitely. So yeah. I'm all for keeping an eye on Richard Riakporhe. It was a decent performance. There was nothing that he did that I didn't already know, if that makes sense. Like, I know he's got punching power. I know he can hit all that stuff. So for me, it was a real case of, okay, I know all this. And Tommy Welsh, he did look very basic and very limited. It had to be said. So there was that. Oh, referee stops the fight. Adam Azim gets the win. Yeah, Scooby down. I was too busy trying to get this. Thing looking right that I missed that. Adam Azim stops him in the 12th round. Well, yeah, that's the problem. Like, it's only 720p. Yeah, it's only going to be 720p, unfortunately, because I'm using the free version of StreamYard, and ultimately, if you want to get the good version, you need to get you want to get it in, I think, is it 180p? You need to get the paid version. Unfortunately, you got to go and do that. Just want to make sure that everything is right there. So yeah, make sure everything is right there. God, it's just, yeah, no, everything is good. It's just so weird doing it like this, because I'm just doing these watch-alongs, I'm just so used to having it, a certain way, that I'm just not used to doing it like this. Yeah, he took the knee. It's actually made the comments a little bit easier to read. I just can't pop them up on screen. Well, it's actually made them a little bit easier to read, to be fair. So, yeah, there is 59 in the building. If you could, I would greatly appreciate if you could consider hitting the like and subscribe button. I am not a million miles off. Actually, I'll tell you now, I am only 8 subscribers off 27,500. 8 subscribers off 27,500. That's pretty good going. Why not use OBS? I've tried OBS. There's certain things that StreamYard does better. Very certain things. StreamYard is much more user friendly. It's much easier. Like, I can pull the chats up. It will put like super chats and main chats into like different tabs. So you never actually lose them. Because you know what you hear some people say, oh, I missed your super chat, or I missed this super chat. You never miss them in StreamYard, because they put the super chats in a different tab. So you always know, right, it's there, and this, that, and the other. And the good thing is, because it's in a different tab, you don't lose your place. Because some of these watch-alongs, honestly, like, after a while, we get a couple of hundred people in the building. You can't really keep up with the comments as easy. You just can't do it, especially when you're trying to focus on the fight as well. So that's why it's good for that. It's good for having guests on. It's very much like Google Hangouts. Do you remember Google Hangouts were a thing back in the day? It's very much like that, whereas OBS, I've seen other creators use OBS, and some of them stand by it. Some of them will tell you that it's good, but it's an awful lot of work that StreamYard can kind of cut out, if that makes sense. But OBS probably is better. It, in fact, I would say in the long run, yeah, it probably is better. But for what I do, and again, bear in mind, I mainly only stream when the fights are on. For me, StreamYard is just handier. Oh, Azim won. Yeah, he did talk himself up, but he fought like a journeyman. He did. Very limited fighter. Very, very limited fighter by the looks of things there. Certainly that's what I can see. But yeah, StreamYard, as I said, it offers 180p. It does offer that, but you have to subscribe to the paid version. And I think the paid version, like, for me, I don't stream enough to warrant using it. So that's one thing. Second of all, I think for the top tier, which is 180p plus a few other extras, it's something like 40 quid a month. And again, for someone like me who really, like, I'll be using StreamYard maybe another 2 times between now and the end of the month. All right. I'm going to probably do a watch along for Ben Whitaker's fight. Next week for the Saudi show, we have to wait and see what the plan is for that. I think I know what the plan is. So it will mean I won't be doing my own watch along. It means I'll be sharing one. But I'm hoping that doesn't change. I'm sure it won't. But that's the plan for next week. So for me, StreamYard just makes no sense to get the full version just yet anyway. But we will eventually. I think if I was in a position where I was doing a lot more and I needed it, then I probably would. But saying that I'd probably just learn how to use OBS then, to be honest. That's probably what I'd end up doing. So there is that. So Azim he looked good in there, I will say that. I was impressed with how Azim looked. Thought he looked good in parts in there. I got the first like 6 rounds before all this with the zone started going to you know what. So now I have to watch it on my iPhone, which I'm going to actually attempt to see if I can get it on the app again. Because it was literally working perfect. Oh, let's see. The zone. Does the app want to play ball? Evidently not, because that is just a spinning wheel. It is like Daniel Dubois' head, just waiting for something to happen, and then eventually something comes. But it ain't doing jack. It ain't doing jack on the TV for some reason, so we're stuck watching it on the phone. Yes, so we're stuck watching it on the phone. But yeah, commentators all against Eubank on the zone. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I've already seen. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me in the slightest. Eubank. It's a weird one. Like, it's very strange the way boxing is. It's the same with kind of Devin Haney and stuff like that. You know, people who haven't really done anything wrong, and in many ways they've been given the short end of the stick. They somehow are labeled as the villain, and the good guy is the guy who, you know, failed the PED test and then, you know, moans and bitches about this, that, and the other. It's a really strange way to be, but that's the way it is. It's just the way it is. 84 in the building, by the way. If you haven't already, says I've only got 15 likes. That can't be like the way. There has to be more than 15 likes for 80 odd people in the building. Now, May, come on. Seriously. Only 15 likes with 89 watching. You gotta do better than that. Scooby looked like he wanted out. The way he was holding on, and Jack Catterall's next, by the way. So, crap, I didn't make a cup of coffee. Okay, if I fall asleep, well, we're going to blame Jack Catterall on that one. Big up to Absolute Boxing. How's it going? Big up to you, man. Long time no talk. Yeah, man, I hope you're keeping well. Hope everything's going good for you, man. Hope you're enjoying the fights. Who's his coach? Who's Scooby's coach? Or, well, I'm not sure, actually. Oh, by the way, no super chat today. Sadly, G, have to play the role of the poor student for the rest of the month. Man, it's no big deal. Man. Don't be worrying, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate everything you do, man. And listen, you got to do what you got to do. I know the feeling. Of being I know the feeling, man. I never forgot being a student. It was not easy. It was not easy. And believe me, I did it all on my own as well. Not fun. Not fun. But the way I've been looking at it is, man, you get through it, and then you're in a much better. Like, I think for me, right, I was what at my worst, I was probably 21 when I had like student bills and stuff like that, and it was like, oh my god, how do I get around this? But you find a way. And I was lucky because it all kind of came near the end where I was like skint. And actually, I think I told this story before. It was I think I had like 100 quid in my bank account at one stage, and I knew some of that money had to go on some things, like college things. And I was like, crap. I was like, oh, where's this money going to come from? Because I was working part time, but it wasn't paying me that much. And I literally remember on a Saturday, it was Jurgen Klopp's first weekend as Liverpool boss. They played Chelsea. And what happened was I put, I think, was it a 2 quid ACCA on 12 teams, and I didn't put Liverpool Chelsea down, even though I was thinking Liverpool to win. And the 12 teams all came true. Your boy ended up with nearly 2 grand. And I was like, yep, always land on your feet. That's why someone will say to me, like, and people have always said to me, if you fell out of a roof, like a 50-story roof, you'd land in a lorry full of mattresses or something. Because it just seems like, boom, and something good happens. And I'm all right. Even when I'm at my worst, it's like, it's all good. We're good. We're good. So yeah, that's and I'll never forget that, because that was epic. Because it was a long wait as well, because 10 of the 12 teams played on the Saturday and they all came true. And I wasn't paying attention to it. It was only when I checked them all, I was like, win, 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 win. I was like, oh crap, this could be going somewhere. I think Southampton played. I forget who. I think Southampton played Bournemouth or someone like that on a Sunday, and they won. And then Spurs were playing Villa, and that was the season Villa got relegated. So I was like, all they have to do is win, and I'm up. Basically, I think it was like 1,900 and something. And I was like, I'm up 2 grand if they win. And they won 3-1. I never forget it. Monday Night Football, man. Never forget it. And that's where like someone like John Fury, right? There's me 10 years ago winning 2 grand. In fact, it was about this time 10 years ago. It was actually roughly this time. Actually, roughly was this time 10 years ago. Yeah, it was roughly this time 10 years ago, actually, because I was 21 then, so it was 2015. And what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I can tell you verbatim teams that were playing, not all of them, obviously, but the main ones, the teams that were playing, the time it was, all that. That was for less than 2 grand. John Fury can't remember a bare knuckle fight that won him 100 grand, and he can't remember the guy's name. I can literally tell you the teams that were playing. I can literally name them. I can literally tell you who was playing that weekend, what was going on, this, that, and the other. And John Fury can't remember who he beat for 100 grand. I mean, there you go. That's all I got to say with that. That's all I got to say on that. I'll try this again. What is wrong? I only downloaded the DAZN app on this TV today, and it was working like a treat. And now it's just, yikes. That's a pain. That's actually a pain. But look, it's no big deal. Not the end of the world. It ain't the end of the world. I've aged horribly. It's just the beard, man. It's just the beard. I believe it's just the beard. I love that. Aged horribly. Brilliant. Where was it? Liam, are you expecting the Eubank fight to go 12 rounds? Yeah, most likely. Be surprised if it doesn't. I don't think either guy really is going to have the capability of knocking the other guy out. Could be, but let's wait and see. I doubt it, though. John Fury don't know if it's Shove Tuesday or Sheffield Wednesday. Yeah, I mean, John Fury, like I said, the stuff that people like him come out with is just crazy. John Fury, 100-0 on the hard road. Yeah, 100-0 on the hard road, but he can never name any of the guys. He can never, yeah, it's crazy. It's actually just, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Actually, I'll chuck a bet on. I mean, so who was it? I seen really good odds where one of the guys was telling me that if you put, I think he said you put 10 quid down on Jack Catterall to win on points and Eubank to win on points, you get something like 70 quid return. Literally, you get like 70 quid return. So, like, that's not too bad. That really isn't too bad. Where else are we? Do you have any idea when the main event will start? Well, there's only one more fight on, which is Echo Usman versus Jack Catterall. So after that, it should then be the main event. So after that, it should be the main event. And bear in mind, it's in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Those stadiums have like curfews. So in theory, I would imagine 10 p.m. I would genuinely imagine. I'll actually just go and have a check. Eubank versus Benn, ring walk. Wow, the Sunner. This is very specific. It says they're approximately going to be at 38 minutes past 9, so 20 to 10, approximately. That's very early. Not complaining. If that is the case, not going to complain in the slightest, but that's very early if it is. If that is the case, that's really early. That's good, though. That's good. No one complaining there. No one complaining about the earlier ring walks. Because the sooner, I don't sense bad, but the sooner we kind of get it in and get it done, the sooner we can dissect it. That's what I love doing. I just love being able to dissect. When they go on really long and really late, you're just like, ugh. It's just, yeah. It's just a pain. Liam, ignore them. You look great. People don't know when to keep personal comments to themselves. I don't really care, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, right? Like, if I cared, I wouldn't go on camera. Like, and I can go on camera. I can go on anywhere. Like, and I put myself out there. That's, I know you're going to get scrutiny. It's the people who say crap, and it's like, okay, you have an avatar. So, like, yeah, you can scrutinize me all the while you have the safety of an avatar. And believe me, I'll bet the majority of people who say, like, oh, yeah, your hair or this, that, and the other, I bet they look bloody grotesque. So I don't give a damn, to be honest with you. They can say what they want. Like, and yeah, it goes in one ear out the other. You have to expect that at the end of the day, because no matter who you are, you go and put yourself out there, you go on camera, you're going to have people saying this, that, and the other. You know, Ade has told me some of the things people have said about him and stuff like that. And it's just, that's the problem, I guess, at the end of the day. Like, it's like, look at me, right? I've made a decent living using social media and using this YouTube and stuff like that. It's great that it gives people a voice. It's great that it gives just someone who doesn't want to do a journalism degree a chance to get into journalism. But at the same time, it gives all kinds of people, and like, some of the stuff that Ade has got, like, believe me, it's bad. That's one of the catch-22s of it, is that you have absolute idiots out there who will say outrageous things because, well, they have the safety of being behind a camera, or they have the safety of, knowing they'll never meet that person. And, honestly, it's crazy. But you have to kind of, if you're going to do that, you have to, because I think at the end of the day, like, I've seen much bigger YouTubers than both me and Ade, who have gone down that road of, making a channel and, doing all this and this, that, and the other. And as soon as they start getting critiqued, they can't take it. And it's like, mate, in particular, like, I used to be real interested in, what was the genre? I used to be interested in those downfall videos. Remember in like 2020, 2021, they were really, really popular. There was a YouTuber I watched. His videos were pretty crap, to be fair, but what was his name? Some Indian guy. Well, he's Indian American. And all he did was do videos. And even in some cases, they weren't even like, he was like, oh, this guy's on a downfall. Like, these guys are not even on downfall. Some of them are actually more famous than ever. And he started posting about himself and saying, like, I lost 25 grand on a crypto scam. I'm not good at money. I shouldn't be giving people financial advice. But my day job, I'm a financial advisor. It's just like, mate, stop. Just please stop talking. And of course, that opened him up to critique. And as soon as that happened, I'm leaving YouTube. It's like, mate, seriously. And sometimes you're just like, mate, enough. Don't poke the bear. Don't poke the bear. No, it's not Sunny V2. Sunny V2 is Australian. He's gone off the rail. I think he got demonetized. I think that's why he stopped uploading. Because if you go on his channel, the community tab is gone. And I think YouTube only do that. Well, like, no, because I know if you're a channel that's not monetized, or that's not like got 1,000 subs, you can still get a community tab. But I'm pretty sure his channel just got demonetized or something like that, because he literally just stopped. Who was the guy? It was an Indian American guy. And his videos were crap, but they were watchable, if that makes sense. And I remember, I remember it was like 2021, and the guy did some proper cringe things as well, like really cringe. And oh, what was his name? That's going to annoy me now. What was his name? But yeah, long and the short of it, he put everything out there, so he got critiqued about it, and he got critiqued by people who he did videos on because some of them were like, "You're saying the downfall of me." It's like I'm getting more viewers now than ever. What are you talking about? And yeah, it didn't. Let's say it didn't go well. And once the critique came, he was like, "Well, I'm leaving YouTube." It's like, mate, seriously, like it's not that deep. Love the channel. Been following for a while. Take no notice of hate. In one ear, out the other, man. It's water off a duck's back. And I'm very lucky that like anyone I've ever met, like in real life, who's watched the channel and stuff like that, have been nothing but brilliant. They've been nothing but brilliant. So, it's look, you get like, you know, you get it. I know. If it bothered me that much, I really wouldn't be doing this now. You gotta accept it. And the problem is, the bigger you get, not to say, I'm a big channel or anything like that, but I'm, decent size for the genre that I'm in. In the grand scheme of things, my channel is tiny. But the more you grow, the more critique you're going to get. It's just the way it is. And it's not constructive criticism. It is, you know what it is. And it's just, look, it happens. It's just like, okay, yeah, whatever. Like, seriously, at the end of the day, you still commenting. You're still boosting me up in the algorithm, so keep it coming. I don't mind. Any idea when the live show is? I'm going to the Atama fights. I'm hoping it's not too close. I don't know, to be honest with you. We spoke about it a few weeks ago. We were talking about potentially it being in January, yeah. And the dates we were looking at were kind of early Jan. So we were kind of looking at, I think, same venue, same location, but a bigger room. So yeah, we were thinking kind of mid-Jan, hopefully anyway. That's what I heard, but we haven't actually talked about that. I'll ask him this week because I'll see at probably a Monday or Tuesday. Turkey stone my absolute idiots will be my second channel. Oh, absolute idiots will be my second. I was thinking, wow, I was like, that doesn't make sense. I get it now. Very true. Big up, Liam. Yard card is also pay-per-view next week. It is, unfortunately. Well, AJ Paul will likely be on Netflix, so I'd imagine it wouldn't be. I would imagine. That's just me. I would imagine. What else have we had? Do you think Parker will receive a 4-year ban? Well, I seen his thing where, I should have said pause there. I seen his statement, and like he's refuting it obviously, and he's saying no, didn't happen, this, that, and the other. I don't know. Look, Liam Cameron, I know it's wrong, but it is just the way it is. Liam Cameron, he got the book thrown at him. But who the hell is Liam Cameron? No offense. A-side fighters like Joe Parker, they tend to have ways to get around things. So it wouldn't surprise me if he gets maybe a slap on the wrist, but nothing else until the next fight at best. Odds are pretty crap now, but 80 back for Eubank to win on points. Damn. All right, man. That's I'd never been a real, like, as I said, I won like $2,000 off 2 quid. I'm not a gambling guy or a high stakes gambling guy. If that's just never been me. You're thinking of Leafy, I think. No, I'm gonna go and see if I can, because I think I remember 1 or 2 of his vids. I think he did a vid. I think the first vid I ever seen of him was on the YouTuber Andy Miller Nakis. Downfall. I'm pretty sure that's the first vid I ever seen of him. Downfall. Let's see if it comes up there. Oh, it's the first one. Internet of J. That was the guy. First vid that comes up, actually. Yeah, 4 years ago. That's around about that time. Yeah, that guy had about as much charisma as a corpse, but he was just. It was one of those things where he was the first one into his genre, so. Like by default, because those rise and fall vids, no one was doing them. So if you were one of the first to do it, you just blew up. But yeah, I remember he started putting it online that, basically that I got scammed out of like 25K, that I'm not good with money. No one come to me for advice on money, but I'm an investment banker or I give financial advice. You're like, mate, shut up. That's not even. Don't be telling people that, then telling me that's your day job. No, no one's gonna want to get advice off someone who lost out on a crypto scam. And I think he said something like the app took 3 days to download. It's like, mate, seriously. It's just getting worse and worse and worse listening to all that. You're like, there's red flags flipping everywhere. And I'm not even I know that, like, and I'm not bloody, a genius when it comes to giving financial advice, but even I know that's a flipping, that's not good, man. That ain't good. Have you seen my Instagram anyway? Once you get it sorted, oh yeah. I was thinking, have you seen? I was like, no, I haven't seen it. I was like, oh, I get it. Interesting setup. Yeah, I just literally moved it to the living room, and I have the extra lights on. Okay, first round is underway. Echo Usman, Jack Catterall. I'm gonna move this because obviously I keep forgetting, actually, because these aren't obviously. It's not the camera on the laptop, so I actually can move that today. Actually, that's actually better. That's much better. So now I'm actually looking there. That's actually worked out a treat, hasn't it? Because I had the phone there, and now I can just move it to there. There's that jab from Jack Catterall. It's quite a good jab, to be fair, that Jack Catterall has. But Echo Usman, although Echo Usman's the older guy, he's much fresher. Jack Catterall's operate at a higher level, and straight away there's the aggression. And I think what Usman is going to do, he's going to try and just offset the rhythm of Jack Catterall, because Jack Catterall's very much a rhythm fighter. He gets into a rhythm. And once he gets into a rhythm, he does, reasonably well. He is not exactly the most entertaining, shall we say, of fighters. It's fair to say. And Turki Al-Sheikh, who was sitting there watching, has not best been Jack Catterall's biggest fan, let's just say that. So it's going to be real interesting to see, basically, how is he going to do? What's he going to say to Jack Catterall? Is he going to be happy with his performance, or is he going to be, what he was saying last time? And by the way, if you haven't already, I would say, with the camera, try not to cut the top of your head off. Yeah, I didn't do that deliberately because I did a test run earlier and it didn't do that. So I would say you're right on that one, but we can figure it out as we go along. I think because I was pressed for time getting this live started, I didn't have a chance to really adjust it properly. So when I do my post fight, which will be, obviously after the main event, then we can look at, properly getting it done. Because I only moved all this in today. And it was a proper get it in, see what kind of way we can get it looking. And then we're pretty good. I think this is better. It takes up a lot of space in my living room, which is the only thing, because I had a lovely big space here, which is now blocked, but it's no big deal. You got to do what you got to do. Plus, I've got way more space in my bedroom now. So it worked out well. And I think, as well as that, I had that massive wardrobe in the bedroom. And yeah, that was kind of, I hate it. I can't put it into words how much I hated having that in the background. Whereas now I've just got the blank wall. I can put some pictures and frames up and stuff like that. So that's a lot better. Because honestly, I can't put it into words how much I hated having that wardrobe in the background. And I could not move it. It was bolted in. There was no moving that. So I was glad to get it out of the bedroom and into here. It was needed. It was definitely needed. 110%. Do you wear hats? Gotta be. Ade said I should try that, actually, and I'm probably gonna end up trying it because, until I get my head fixed, as you know, it needs fixing badly. Until I get that done, I think the hat might be. I think that might be a good idea. I think it might be a good idea. Jack isn't that bad. His fights with Josh Taylor were entertaining. Yeah, they were, to be fair. I know what you mean, though. He can stink the place out when he wants. Yeah, I think Jack Catterall's a very mellow guy. I think he fights very much like his personality. And that doesn't work in America, nor does it work in the UK. Like, if you're going to be that type of fighter, you need to have a kind of energy about you that people are like, all right, he might not be the most entertaining, but I want to see him. I want to watch him because he's, this type of character or that type of character. Jack Catterall's none of them. He's just, himself. There's Thierry Henry. There is Thierry Henry, Arsenal player and Barcelona player. Very good player, to be fair. Henry dropping some game. Oh, I was thought we were going to say Henry dropping some game. I was thinking Henry dropping some game. I was like, what? I didn't get that. Yeah. How are you planning to fix it? Well, original plan was to actually go Turkey, but speaking of Arsenal, there was an Arsenal player, Rob Holden, and he got it done by now. It looks expensive. I'm not gonna lie, it does look expensive, but I mean, go and look up Rob Holden hair transplant. I've never seen a transplant look this good. Honestly, he looks. I've never seen one look this good. It looks amazing. It looks amazing. So there's one of them, and I think they're near Marble Arch, which is not a million miles away. Well, it is. Well, it's not. It's on the central. Take me about 25, 30 minutes to get there. So I'm weighing up those options. Yeah, wearing a cap, that's probably going to do good. I'll probably just use the cap for the time being. But like the go, look, I don't like the idea of having a bald head. I just don't. So we will do, yeah. Holden is one of the best I've ever seen. It's incredible, isn't it? I mean, if you go and look up Rob Holden hair transplant, good Lord, it is. I've gradually been seeing regrowth on my hairline. I've tried everything. I mean, I've done flipping I've bought stuff to rub in, seen a few articles where they were saying trying pig's fat would help. So I got pig's fat delivered. Yeah, pig's fat is very cheap in Ireland. It's like £5 and you get a big tub of it. And all that happened was I ended up smelling like bacon. Didn't do jack, you know what? Smelled like bacon. But other than that, nothing else. So that didn't work. I've tried literally everything. Rosemary oil, everything. And nothing's worked. Literally nothing's worked. So I've exhausted all options, man. I've gone down every avenue. All the options are gone. Yeah, because the footballers can afford the best hair transplants, to be fair. But yeah, Rob Holden's is just phenomenal. Like, it really, truly is. It really, truly is. I never forget when I seen it. I was like, that is insane. And the thing about his transplant is it looks natural. It looks so natural. You probably could tell slightly that's been transplanted, but it's not like there are certain transplants. If you look at Beckham, you can tell that's transplanted. Same with Lewis Hamilton, you can tell they're transplanted. Some, like Holden, where you're looking, you're like, is it? Because it's just so damn good. I think he got the FUE one as well. Big Hearn pulled up. Catterall looking a bit more on it. Yeah, so far he's not looking too bad. So far he's not. Why wouldn't you just shave it off? I don't think I'd like a bald head. I don't think it would look nice on me. That's as simple as that. Because I did shave my head when I was about 20 and I didn't like it at all. I really didn't like it, and I thought, that doesn't suit me. If I thought it would suit me, then I'd have no bother doing it. But because I know it won't, I just don't want that. No. Ugh, I just don't want that. I'm thinking about LLLT. It's a clinic treatment for hair loss and simulates the follicles to produce hair again. If you tried it, yeah, they have them in Ireland as well. But everyone who told me who used it, because you can actually, the pills they give you, you can get a prescription for them as well without going there. And they were saying that it doesn't really do anything. Like, again, you have to go on it for like a year before it starts seeing any effect, but it doesn't really do anything. I said you're probably just better off, or probably in the long run, again, the best thing you can do, because it's a guaranteed fix, is just to get it transplanted. And I'm like, well, yeah, so maybe that's what I should just do. Just go and just say, like, the hell with it, bite the bullet and just pay the money up and get it done. And that's what I'm thinking anyway. Because honestly, it's just like, damn, you know. And it was weird because a lot of my friends, it's so weird, a lot of them started receding before me, like young, and it never really got any worse, whereas mine started receding after all. And I was thinking I'm lucky, because I was at 25 and I was like, perfect, no problems. And then it just like that, I'm like, what the hell? What the hell? How did that happen? Is the easiest route for sure. You have to use it alongside the meds. And again, I think for me, I I just look at that and I just think like that's just a lot of work. Simple as it's probably cheaper, but I would rather just go and get the transplant done. Let's hope it works. You see, that's why I know Ade didn't really want me to go Turkey because he was saying the same, and I get it. That's where he put me onto the Rob Holden crowd. You really do want to get it. Like you probably are better off just spending the money. Having said that, a lot of people back home have gone to Turkey and they look quite good with it. Has to be said. So let's see. Oh, thank you, mate. No, look, I think I look all right, but it is obviously something that does bother me. It's not the fact that people mention it that doesn't bother me at all, but it's just me in general. Like I just like having a full head of hair. I just like having it. So it's always it's always on your mind. It is. So I will get it. I will get that because it just got to be done. It just got to be done. And we're talking about hair while Jack Catterall is doing quite well in there. It has to be said. I got a crack. Thank you. At least it can grow somewhere. At least it grows somewhere. Just wish it would grow up there. Just not ginger. Because, yeah. I'm guessing no, actually, I didn't actually. Unfortunately, mate, sorry about that. I haven't actually got that yet. I do remember that, and it's just only you've said it there has completely slipped my mind. Only you said it there has completely actually slipped my mind. It's a boxing channel. But while we're watching Jack Catterall fight, we can talk about anything. Because I'm sitting, he's on it, but yeah. 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 The one thing is that if I want to go and get more water or something, or I want to go and knock something off, oops. Hope that didn't mess that camera up too much. Let's have a look on screen. No, looks fine. Yeah, no, it looks fine. Thank God. I didn't mess that up too much. Yeah, because I always did it forward facing. It means I'm going to have to get up and walk around to switch everything off. So I'll probably just have to leave the empty seat while I'm there. But look, it'd be all right. I'll get the hair stuff I have, but I'm 26 in the same boat. Lost some hair on the temple. I'm getting on top of it now, but yeah, it does stay on your mind. It absolutely does. Absolutely does. I think as well because again for me it was about the same 20. I think it was 27 when it really got bad. When did it really get bad? It got kind of bad 2021. So I was 26 thereabouts, 26, 27. So yeah, that's when it started getting bad, and then it was just like ugh, just mate, not fun. And by the way, we've got 105 in the building. If you haven't already, do please consider hitting the like button and as well as that, if you could as well hit subscribe. We're only 5 subscribers off 27,400. We're only 5 subscribers off 27,500. 27,500. We're only, and someone is spamming the chat. Nice one. That's one thing I hate is spamming the chat. That's one thing I hate. I don't block them, but they get timed out for 24 hours. Because that's one thing I absolutely hate is when they spam the chat. Between the bots and that, it's just annoying. It is just so, oh crap, I thought I deleted Adam's chat there for a sec. No, he just deleted his message. I was looking thinking, crap, I didn't block him, did I? Or I didn't do it put him on timeout. No, I didn't. Thank God for that. But yeah, I'm actually surprised. Well, actually, I say that. I'm not. It normally happens in the main event when you start getting all the bots coming in. That's not fun. That's not fun when all the bots start leaving links. Because if you miss one of them links, you could be in trouble. Because they throw the baby out with the bathwater. Oh, the channel has a link in it. I don't even know how they do it because you're not meant to be able to leave a link in. You're not meant to be able to leave a link in until you're like a moderator. or, you are the owner of the channel. Yeah, Jack Catterall. That's a good right hand, though. Ooh, that's a good little bit of work, though, by Echo Usman. Jack Catterall having a hold there. Well, Jack Catterall's never had problems with stamina, but yeah, it's a good little bit of action by Echo Usman there. Oh, wow. Oh, holy moly. He went down heavy there. Holy crap. Whoa, his nose is mashed up. Damn. God, I wasn't expecting this. Come on, Jack Catterall. Let's see what you can do. That was good left hand again there by Catterall. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Oh. Neither did I. I mean, damn. I was not expecting that. You think Fury AJ in September? Oh, Eubank Canelo. I was thinking, what? Eubank Benn. I was like, AJ Fury in the summer more likely. I wouldn't be at all shocked if. Oh, sorry. I would be shocked if we got Eubank Canelo. Yeah, definitely. Is annoying me, man. Turkey doesn't watch the fights. He never does. Like when him and Dana were at Canelo Crawford, every time it panned to them, they were on their phones. So they never watched the fight. Very careless. Yeah, he was reckless as hell with his defense there. Absolutely. I couldn't believe it. Like that was really good. Yeah, he wanted the action and he's not even looking at it. That's crazy. That was good. I would, to be honest with you, if they did throw AJ in with Wilder, I think AJ sleeps him in a couple of rounds. Oh, Jack Catterall got a bit defensively lax there, but he wasn't the one who was badly hurt in the last round. Let's see. Come on, Jack Catterall. Let's see what you can do. Man, some of the things I've said, like I've never been like proper mean to Jack Catterall, but I've been blunt with my assessment of him not being entertaining, and I haven't shied away from it. So maybe he has seen a couple of those clips and is thinking, do you know what? I'm hoping this is as a result of training with Boise Ennis, because he's thrown a lot of punches. This is not like Jack Catterall at all to throw all these punches. It's really good. It's really good. I'm liking what I'm seeing. And Echo Usman's a good fighter, very good fighter. But you're really seeing the difference between a world level operator and a solid, very solid domestic level operator in Echo Usman. That just got that just shows as well how bad, like how much regression there's been in Josh Taylor, because Josh Taylor, it was close, but he was, Josh Taylor was never really in. Well, he was early on, but he ran out of gas pretty quick against Usman. Look at Jack Catterall's gloves. Look how red they're getting from the blood. He is bashing Echo Usman up. At this stage, if it carries on another round or two like this and Echo Usman is still in there, the corner obviously are going to have to make, a decision. What do we do? Do we pull this fighter out? Do we leave him to fight another day? Because he is taking some punishment in there. There's a minute and 30 to go here in this round as well. Yeah, he dedicates somewhat. He's watching it now. You can see him at ringside. He is sitting there now. He's sitting with, where's Rick? Oh, there's Rick Reno, a.k.a. Joe Stunner Boxing. Oh, he is catching Echo Usman every chance. And now he's talking to some guy. That's the thing. Like, Turkey just seems to be, he's got the best seat in the house, and yet there's always someone over there talking to him, and he seems just more interested in talking with whoever, than he does anything else. And he should be interested in this fight, because this is a good fight. It's a really good performance by Jack Catterall. Never thought I'd be saying that. Like, Echo Usman, the pressure is good, but it's so easily read. And Jack Catterall just knows what he's doing, able to spot the openings, able to spot the gaps. He doesn't get many knockouts, but you always see that he has a bit of a punch on him. Gee, would I rather see Chisora versus Miller, Joshua versus Wilder, or Miller versus Joshua, or Wilder versus Chisora? I'd maybe rather see Miller versus Joshua for the build-up and to see if Miller can take Joshua's power. That's probably the one I'd want to see. I would probably take Miller at this stage now to beat Anthony Joshua. Probably anyway. Probably would take him to beat AJ, but still a good fight. I'd still like to see it. I would. I'd still like to see that fight. But I would probably at this minute in time take Jarrell Miller to beat AJ. Most likely. There we go. We're only 4 off now. We're only 4 off 27.5K. There we go. There we go. Eddie and Barry are the only lads watching. Well, they are the promoters. Oh, Terence Crawford in the building. Terence Crawford in the building. They are the promoters. So, and obviously they are boxing guys. Turkey, to me, I would say he does like the sport of boxing. He definitely does. But he is a businessman nonetheless, and he is trying to get people interested over in Saudi. So I'd say that's a big part of it as well. Just get as many conversations, make new friends, get more events, because they're doing a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Not next year, the year after. And that WrestleMania is going to absolutely tank as well. They're going to dig up every wrestler from the 90s and put them on that show. Wait and you see. They will dig every wrestler up from the 90s. Even if they can't walk anymore, they will try and wheel them to the ring. They will wheel them to the ring to do that. I'm going over to Ghana. No plans. I plan on being home in Dublin for Christmas when that card is on. I'd love to. I'd love to go over to one of the African shows, maybe next year. Certainly not this year. Certainly not this year. Who's currently fighting at the minute? Jack Catterall, Echo Usman, co-main event. And the earlier this fight ends, the quicker we can get into the main. Yes, the earlier this fight ends, the quicker we can get into the main event. So Jack Catterall, you dropped him already. Oh, that looked like that body shot looked like it hurt, man. And he's gone back down to the body as well. Do I enjoy Hatman's night flights? Love them. I very seldom catch them live, so I just download them because you never know what might happen, whether they might get whether he might have to cut them. But I normally listen back to them the next day. Yeah, love Hatman's night flights. They're really good. He used to do, back in the day, like a couple of years ago, Patreon exclusive lives. And the night flights were kind of like them. The good thing about the night flights is because he does them on YouTube, there's a lot more people. You know, back in the Patreon days when he did the lives for exclusive Patreons, you might only get about 50, 60 people in the building. So you wouldn't get many, so you wouldn't really get many questions. Have I ever met him? Not in person. We've done some vids together over StreamYard a couple of times. But in terms of personal, like, have I met you? Hi, shake your hand? No, never. I don't even know what he looks like. None of us do. So he is proper. And I get it. And I can kind of see why he does, to be honest with you. I can kind of see why. Porky or Proper or Rummy. Well, I've never met Rummy, but I've met Proper a few times. Gone for drinks with him. So no disrespect to Rummy's Corner, but Proper every day. Can you get Hatman to add me to the Element group? You'd have to go onto Patreon and then basically send him a DM there with your Element group thing. That's what you're gonna have to do, because that's the only way you can get in, unfortunately. And Element, back when it was the Discord days, Discord was better, was a lot better, was a lot more user friendly than Element is. I don't like Element at all. It's just so awkward. Like, everything about it is just awkward. I don't like it. Discord was easy and everyone knew what Discord was, but you have your own issues with Discord. But yeah, the Discord was better, was much, much, much better. I preferred that. Element is kind of like, imagine Discord but crapper and nowhere near as user friendly. That's what it's like. That's literally what it's like. It's like it's like Discord Lite, but nowhere near as user friendly. Like, I'll give you an example, right? Because Element can crash a lot, right? And if it crashes, sometimes you have to uninstall the app and reinstall it. If you had that issue on Discord, you keep everything in the server, right? You keep every single thing in the server, but If you do it in Element, what it does then is it just basically wipes the whole chat. So if you've been interacting with someone for a month, that whole chat is gone. It's still there in a sense of you can see that you interacted with the person, but you can't view any of the chats. So if someone was talking about this, that, or the other, and you just deleted it and came back on, then it's gone. It's gone. So yeah, I don't like Discord personally, or Element personally. I much prefer Discord. It was a lot easier to use, a lot more user friendly, and it was. I think there was more people in the Discord server because more people knew what it was, and more people knew how to use it. I think once everyone's seeing how Element is and how it looks and how clunky it is, I think that's when there's a lot less people in the Element group than there ever was in the Discord. I know that. Gee, would you rather be a guest on Talksport or The Zone? The Zone, definitely. Either or, I'd take either or. But yeah, if someone said to me, you can be a guest, you can have a little guest role on either The Zone or Talksport, I would take The Zone, personally. Hey, you never know. Might happen. Thanks for clearing that up. Yeah, I know. I knew he wasn't. See, I knew that spam in the chat wasn't done for spite. I knew he wasn't doing it to get a reaction. I knew he was just doing it to make his point. So for that, I'll allow that. That other guy who was putting the old word for happy in there, then yeah, that's we ain't doing that. We ain't having that kind of a spam. Comes in and tries to box Eubank. Do you think it would play into Eubank's hands? It probably would. Probably would a little bit. Because I don't think Ben is that type of boxer. Anytime, mate. You remember Wingy? Not really. I remember he did some stuff with IFL. I wasn't really following many channels back when Wingy was doing his thing. I remember the name, but I can't say I remember. I couldn't. There's boxing channels like Boxing Gossip. I remember how they sounded and how they looked. I could not tell you what Wingy looked like or how he sounded. I completely forget. Because again, I wasn't following YouTube channels, that many of them, that deep back then. I think back then, I was only listening to Hatman, Box Talk, because it was at and Ryan back then. And, oh, that's a bad cut on Jack Catterall's eye, by the way. And he is, damn. Sorry, yeah, I was only listening to Ade and Ryan, Boxing Gossip, and Hatman really back then. That's a terrible cut. And Turkey looking down on his phone. Seriously, mate. He could look a bit more interested. I mean, you could look a bit more. Oh man, you're the main boxing guy, and you're sat there like that. I'm watching a YouTube fight and I'm doing comments at the same time. Who says men can't multitask, huh? Would you rather Eubank KO Ben or Joshua KO Partridge? I'd probably rather Joshua KO Partridge, to be honest with you, because Conor Benn's annoying, but he's not. Like, he is annoying in the way he does things, but the way Tyson Fury has handled things, and oh boy, that's a cut caused by a punch. Let's have a look. That's a pull. If that punch caused the cut, then that is a TKO. Did it? Yeah. That's a punch that caused that. Oh, Jack Catterall could be in trouble because that cut doesn't look good. And Turkey's still on his phone. I mean, seriously, come on, you on your phone? Like, seriously. But yeah, punch definitely. Hamza Shiraz. Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois. What a man. What a guy. The WBO Global title. Brilliant. They just make these names up, don't they? Yeah. I mean, as soon as I seen the punch land, I was like, oh yeah, that definitely caused it. So Usman coming back into this fight, definitely. And that's a shove by Jack Catterall. What on earth was that? He is, yeah, he shouldn't be. Like, I get it. Eddie Hearn's been on his phone and stuff like that in the past, but they make it so obvious. I mean, Eddie doesn't make it that obvious. And if he's tweeting about something, he's tweeting about the fight. God damn, Usman's face has been bashed up in there. Look at that. Well, both guys are going to be feeling this tomorrow. Was with Tommy Hyde today sparring Lyndon Arthur. And that jab is serious, he said. Yeah, it's probably the best jab in the UK. I mean, that jab from Lyndon Arthur is absolutely lethal. It's lethal. It caused Anthony Yarde. What was your reaction to the Parker news? Well, a shock, to be honest with you, mate, because again, he's not the sort of guy. There are people out there, well, I suppose saying that, like, I knew guys back in the day where if you met them, and even now, like, to meet them, they're absolute, like, I mean, to say beta isn't even the word, but, you know, they're mad into it. So, you know, I guess I shouldn't really be surprised. But I guess when you're an athlete in the run up to a fight, that's the surprising thing, if in fact it is true, because you're just thinking, surely not. Surely you can't be that dumb to take something like that in the run up to a fight, because you know you're going to be tested. And they'll, even though it's not a performance enhancer, they're not going to look at it like that. They're going to look at it like you've got an illegal substance in your body or in your system. So you're in trouble. So that was my reaction there. Immediately, I was like, really? That's so dumb. If it is the case, it's not even funny. There a link. The only link is my own link to buy it on the zone. So if you want to buy it on the zone, I will happily leave the link in the chat. But we ain't dropping no hyperlinks or anything like that. In fact, I actually meant to do that earlier. I actually did mean to do that earlier. Where is it? There we go. That actually should be popping that in the chat. Like, oh, God damn it. It's just, look at that. We're going to pin that message. There we go. Always got to pop that in. Walking to the pub to watch it, I ain't paying. There you go, man. Walking straight to the pub. There is something about watching a fight. That's one thing I do miss. Like, I haven't, like, obviously doing YouTube means that, especially for the big fights, I'm always at home covering them. I think that's one thing I do miss, is going, like, out with your friends or watching it at a friend's house or going to a pub to watch the big fights. You know, I might go out for the odd small card or something like that. But when it's a big card like this, I have to be home. Obviously, I have to be home doing all this and, you know, everything. And I love doing it. Don't get me wrong. I love doing it. But you do kind of miss it a little bit. You know, with 140 in the building, by the way, if you haven't already, 77 likes. If you could, smash the like button. I'd greatly appreciate it. Greatly appreciate it. And if you haven't already, do please consider hitting subscribe, because we are currently now 4 off. Only 4 off 27.5K. So getting there, people. We're getting there. Nigel Benn being interviewed by Jamie Ward. Tommy has a fight in Cork. When? When's he fighting in Cork? There you go. You see, we're into the 80s now. Telma versus Franklin is not going to be pay-per-view. As far as I'm aware, that's going to be standard, bog standard DAZN. You couldn't put that. It's a good card, though, but you couldn't put that on pay-per-view. No way. 9th round stoppage. £5 returns £45. That's pretty good going, actually. Man, Echo Usman is all on Jack Catterall like a cheap soup. He is all over him there. Are you watching it on the big TV? I should have been. I should have been watching it on a big TV. For some reason, the app just stopped working on my TV, so I have to use my phone, which is there, to watch it. It's not too bad, because I would have had to be looking over there, whereas now I'm just looking straight down. So in a way, it's kind of worked out well that it didn't, because as I said, I would have had to be kind of trying to talk and read the comments and do that at the same time, whereas now I'm just like glancing down. Conor Benn to win. He may very well. He may very well, but I'm still picking Eubank Jr. to win, even though he adhered to that rehydration clause, which I didn't think he should have done. Well, it just means he's going to keep the full amount of money. Great ad for DAZN. Yeah, you see what I did there, huh? You see what I did there? You see, it works though. It works, because I got right. For people who buy it with that link, I obviously get a little bit of commission, and I got some money coming my way from it. So obviously it's done something. It's done something. It's not a lot, but I don't care. Take any little bit. Oh, that's a combo from Jack Catterall. That did look like balance more so from Echo Usman, to be fair. It did. But man, these two are these two are these two are going at it. And Usman just does not stop throwing. Like his face is mashed up, but he is still fighting strong. He really is. He is going for it. If he is going, he's going out on his shield. See, Catterall definitely is slowed down. He's getting easier to hit. He's definitely getting easier to hit. Gee, man. What would be your dream fight right now? Mine would be Fury versus Dubois. I would actually make Wardley versus Dubois. That'd be a really, really good fight. John Fury versus, no, his name is Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. That's his name now. He's now the artist formerly known as Prince. I'd take John Fury because I doubt that Andrew could do anything. I doubt that he could probably do anything. You know, he just comes, he's always, well, the whole family, that whole family is just off, real off. And he's probably the tip of the iceberg, that guy. Seriously. But yeah, that's one of the few fights where you probably would give John Fury, yeah, I'd give him a chance over Andrew. Yeah, I'd give him a chance. CEJ points win. Chris Eubank Jr. I was thinking CEJ. Jake Paul, Dave Allen. Dave Allen should be beating Jake Paul. Definitely. You know, Jake Paul probably wouldn't beat Tommy Fury. Well, he didn't beat Tommy Fury. Jake Paul probably wouldn't beat Johnny Fisher. In fact, I don't think he would beat Johnny Fisher. So Dave Allen should be beating Jake Paul. Definitely. I would imagine so. Jake Paul should be beating him. Really. Really should be beating him. Conor Hen to Lewis. You really don't want Conor Benn winning this fight. Okay, round 10 underway. And these rounds are flying by as well for this fight. I was worried this would be the kind of duller fight. But no, man, this has been rocky. Never seen one, man. Oh, big up to the Happy Chappy for the £5. Thank you so much for that, man. Gotta say, you can never rule out Usman. He has one of the best gas tanks in boxing. I'm glad you said boxing and not just British boxing, because I'm saying it in general. This guy's gas tank is crazy. And he's in his late 30s. So it obviously shows how well preserved he is. This guy must live like an absolute Spartan, must live like a monk. Because the guy has there are fighters in their 20s who don't have a good gas tank as this guy. It's crazy. And Echo Usman's a good fighter, people, as well. Jack Catterall early on was doing very well, but Usman's really coming back into this fight. That knockdown is a problem, but he's been winning a lot of these rounds. So let's wait and see. I'm liking what I'm seeing. Liam, you're too honest in a good way. It's like talking to my mates. And by the way, Fury destroys Dubois. If they fought, I would imagine, right, that Fury would win. I'd be fairly confident in picking Fury to beat Dubois. Fairly confident. Fairly. It's not to say Daniel Dubois is a massive puncher. He's aggressive. So anything could happen. But I would be fairly sure Fury would have the beating of Dubois. Fairly sure. But it just depends. It just depends. If we get a Dubois who comes in and is able to find Fury early, he's able to hit him enough to, oh, wow. Jack Cat, oh, wow. You got to call that a knockdown. You surely got to call that a knockdown, do you not? Oh, man, that cut is bad. Wow. He's lucky it's not flown into the eyes. That looked like a knockdown to me. That genuinely did look like a knockdown. I'm going to have to see a replay of that, but man, this is getting torrid for Jack Catterall. Holy crap. Man, I'm enjoying this. Look at that cut. He's so lucky that's not flown into the eyes. Sorry, I'm not reading that. I'm just looking at some of these shots going in. Well, it looked to me as though Jack Catterall should have had a knockdown scored against him because it looked like Echo Usman. He was leading slightly on him, but that to me, you could ask the question: could that have been called a knockdown? Could definitely ask the question. This ain't a boring fight. Jack Catterall wanted to show Turkey he ain't just Mickey Mouse. Well, he ain't with this fight. God damn, that was definitely an Echo Usman. I want to see a replay of that knockdown because that to me, I don't know. You could have. So did I. But I knew Echo Usman's the right dance partner though. Because he's the sort of guy where with Echo Usman, yeah, he can really bring it. He can really, really bring it. Yeah, I was expecting the worst. Fury versus Wardley. Fury definitely. He'd have to be careful, but I think he would. But I would very confidently pick Fury over Fabio Wardley. Very confidently. In fact, I would put I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I'd put a good amount of money on Fury winning that fight. Definitely. But look, many times, but I think Fury's smart. He's a smart fighter. You'd think Wardley would hurt Fury. I wouldn't doubt that he has the ability to hurt, but I think Fury is smart enough that he wouldn't engage. He would just keep him on the end of a jab and outbox him. I think that's what he'd do. I'd be picking Fury in that fight, definitely. Wow, round 11. 2 minutes and 40 left, by the way, just on my timer in round 11. That's, whoa. That was dirty. That was really dirty from Jack Catterall. Camera's gone, is it? My camera? Oh, crap. Hang on. Sorry about that. Apologies about that, people. What happened there? Oh, no. Did I miss something? What did I miss? What did I miss? I don't believe it. I don't flipping believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe I missed that. And Echo Usman's in a bad way. Damn. Man, I gotta watch that back. What the one time. And do you know what it was? The way I have the camera hooked up, it just landed on the on button, so it just put it on the emergency call. That's all it was. There was nothing major. Damn. That is I can't believe I missed that. And he was doing so well. Oh man, I can't believe that. That was naughty from Jack Catterall, though, it has to be said. Before the knockout, where he punched him on the break, that was really naughty. But yeah, I want to see a replay of this knockout. Yeah, that wasn't good form from Jack Catterall. Certainly not. That really could have happened during a moment in the main event. Could be worse. I really want to see. They're saying Usman's in a bad way. I really want to see a replay of this knockout. And by the way, 155 in the building. 90 likes. Come on, hit the like button, people, please. Get us to over 100 likes. 162 in the building. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe, please. Consider it. We're doing well here. Well, Turkey likes the KOs, so that will definitely, he'll definitely want to see that. But, man, that's crazy. That's crazy. I actually can't believe the one flipping time the camera acts up, it happens just as a knockout happens. I come back and I'm seeing Catterall on his knees. I'm like, what did I miss? I literally just went from there to there. The way things are, man. The way things go. Look, it's all right. It'll be okay. Cool shirt, by the way. Boohoo's finest. Boohoo.com. I'm still waiting on them to sponsor the channel, considering I pretty much always wear Boohoo.com clothes. They should be begging me. They should be flipping begging me for sponsorships now. They really should, shouldn't they? They should be reaching out and saying, God, give me the sponsorship. They should be flipping begging. Yeah, Sam Jones, having him there is a good idea. Oh, Echo Usman's okay, thank God. He's up, he's walking around, thank God for that. I want to see a replay of this knockout. So, that was naughty, right? That was very naughty from what Jack Catterall did there. So, yeah, like that was... Nah, man, the referee should have been doing... Nah, man, come on. So he drags him down, right? So, and he's on his hands and knees. Referee's jumping in, and he lands a... Okay, it's a nothing shot, although saying that he probably felt it. But that was really naughty from Jack Catterall. That's not good form, right? So the referee really should have been having more than words. And then he lands that combo. Okay. Big hooks go in. He's definitely hurt by now. Now he's backed up. Oh, that was a great shot. Great right hook. Oh, yeah, that's... Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, he looked bad. And he probably did hit his head in the ring apron, which is going to be a harder part of the ring. It's a good knockout, but yeah. And the referee probably should have jumped in. Yeah, he should have. He definitely should have done that. Hey, G-Man, when you saw the sunburst graduate background in the check shirt, I thought I clicked on. Yeah, we're moving up in the world, man. We're moving up in the world. What can I say? The next watch along I do will thankfully be back home, so you'll get the usual setting. Yeah, Sam Jones was Joe Joyce's manager when he first turned over. Do you remember that? See, every time you saw Joe Joyce, you had him you had him there as the mouthpiece. Norman versus Haney. Oh, that card next week, guys. That is going to be banging. I can't wait for that card. That is going to be epic. I am super looking forward to that one. That is going to be so much fun. I am genuinely looking forward to that card. Yard versus Benavidez, everything. Jack is trouble, but he's not trouble at anyone at world level. Well, we really did see the jump. You know, we fought Arnold Barbosa and lost. And then Barbosa gets completely outclassed by Teofimo Lopez. So we really do see the jump from that level to world level. Jack Catterall, I'd probably take Jack Catterall over Conor Benn. I would. I think he'd probably... Well, Conor Benn showing a decent chin. And big up to Sean. No question, just £5. Thank you, mate. Believe me, it doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much. No question, but feel free to ask me anything if you want, man. And I will answer it. You give me £5, so you get first dibs on the answers every day of the week. Thanks, mate. Appreciate that. What will the next watch along be next week? Right, as it stands, me and Ade are doing that watch along together next week. It'll probably only be on his channel. So he said anything. Within reason. Got to read the T's and C's, mate. But yeah, as it stands, that'll be the next one we and him will be doing together. Be the first one we do together, so it'll be pretty cool. And then Ben Whittaker is fighting the following week, and I'm back home in Dublin. So I'm going to be doing a watch along at home in Dublin for Ben Whittaker versus that guy whose name I can't even think of because he's so run of the mill. But I just said I'd do a Ben Whittaker watch along because the hell with it, I'm home, and why not? You know, there's certain, like, there's certain fights that are non-pay-per-view. They deserve a watch-along. Like I did one for Dave Allen versus Makhmudov. I'll do one for Lee Wood, Josh Warrington. I remember I did Lee Wood, Josh Warrington one. That was not on pay-per-view. It got really, I think it was in the hundreds, like in the high hundreds. That fight, like in the high hundreds. So I was like, damn. Even for a fight that's on standard DAZN, people like, and again, I think look, I'm going up against a lot tonight. So I'm not expecting to get crazy numbers. But even then, I was like, geez, I wasn't going up against anyone that night. And I was like, getting really good numbers. Really good. So watch-alongs are strange. There's an Inoue fight coming up, right? Yeah, I'll be doing a watch-along for that one. I think next month, the only card I'll be doing a watch-along for, unless we get Joshua versus Jake Paul, the only one I'll be doing a watch-along for is a Inoue's card on December the 27th. I'll be at home that day. I will be doing a live watch-along for that. I'm assuming, actually, that's on a Monday. I just want to be doubly sure. It's on a Saturday. Okay, it's on a Saturday. Of course, because it's not in Japan, obviously, because those Japanese cards, surely Ade could have got a ticket to the Type R still. Could have got a ticket to the Type R still. I don't get it. Oh, got you. Well, see, I prefer doing these because it's just beneficial for the channel, for everyone. If I go to events, I'll go to a small hall show any day of the week. I'll go to a not so big Matchroom or Queensbury show. But for the big ones, it's just more beneficial for me at this moment in time, to do it like this. You know, it's just more beneficial for me to do it like this. If someone was to pay me to go, then different story. But for me, for the channel, for everything, it's just way more beneficial to do it like this. Do a watch along from ringside. That'd be interesting. I'm sure you'd have to get a lot of permission to do it. And the guys aren't even gloved up yet, but they are warming up. So I'd say we're about 15, 20 minutes from ring walk. I wouldn't say we're long. I wouldn't say we're a long way away from ring walk. I'd say it's pretty damn close. Although Chris Eubank Jr., the other hand's not even wrapped up. So that's a bit of a worry. I'm hoping that they're not recent clips. I'm really hoping they're not recent clips. Because, damn, I don't want to be, I don't want to go, there's no more fights. That's the thing I always say, just get the main event going. Yeah. If I wasn't, so I'm home this day 2 weeks in Ireland. If I wasn't home, I'd for sure be going to the York Hall on Sunday, November 30th, because Top Tier Boxing have a show on that day. I'd 100% have gone to that. 110% I'd have gone to that show. I'd 110%. York Hall on a Sunday evening for boxing? Lovely. I love boxing on a Sunday. That's why I wish Eddie Hearn, a couple of years ago now, he was talking of doing, not moving all his shows to Sunday, but he was talking about doing a couple of Sunday fight nights. And I was all for it. It never happened. It never went ahead with it because he only did one show. But I love the idea of a big show on a Sunday night. They did on Easter Sunday the last 2 years. Boxer have done a show on Easter Sunday. And I love it. I just think it's fun. I just think it's different. Friday night is cool. But yeah, I've been like, yeah, let's do it. Frank's recent cards in the zone have had 10 fights. Yeah, they have, haven't they? They've been going long. And that obviously shows he has the stable to be able to do it. They have that trailer for Christy Martin, Sydney Sweeney. Christy Martin, or Sydney Sweeney playing Christy Martin. Sydney Sweeney is literally perfect. But not in that film. That film apparently tanked at the box office. No, they wanted to do Hay versus Bellew 2 on a Sunday in December. They wanted to do it originally in December. Then Hay got injured. And then they moved it to May of 2018. So yeah, they moved that to May of 2018. Tommy Fury, Jake Paul was on a Sunday. That was on a Sunday. AJ versus Ngannou was on a Friday, believe it or not. That was interesting. That was actually fun. I enjoyed that because it freed my whole weekend up. I didn't have to do anything on a Saturday night, which I actually quite enjoyed. I liked the odd time having a big fight card on a Friday is not bad, because for me, it's great. I go to work all day, come home, work on YouTube for the evening, and then I have my Saturday free. my Saturday evening free. If I'm at home in Dublin, I can go and see friends. If I'm here in London, I can go out into Central. So for me, I kind of do like the whole Friday fight night. Thank you, Benjamin. That is greatly appreciated. Every little bit helps, man. Believe me, doesn't go unnoticed. A couple of quid. Been watching you for years. Do you know what, right? I forget how old this channel is sometimes. We are, what, 6 years on YouTube? It's crazy. 6 years this channel's been going. 6 years. That's insane. 6 years ago, we decided to make a go of this. 27.5K subs later. It's crazy. Have you been able to upgrade your car down to YouTube? Have you been able to upgrade your car down to YouTube? Oh, well, I could, but I like my car. And to be honest with you, I only have my car in Dublin. I haven't brought it to London for the simple reason it would be just impossible. Not impossible, but like I could park it outside. That's not a problem. But there's that I forget the name of it, but there's that charge. It's like an emission charge for that thing. I forget what it's called, but my car is a 2012 BMW 3 Series and it's a diesel. It would cost me about 30 quid a day on that emission charge, plus the congestion charge. And I'd have to drive from Holyhead to London, which would take about 5 and a bit hours, more actually, plus the ferry, plus the diesel. It just wouldn't be worth my while doing it. It just would not be worth my while doing it. So for me, I just drive it when I get home. Maybe someday I'll get something over here, but for now it's just tubes. Love the content, Liam. Who do you think will be the next Irish? Who do you think the next Irish champ will be? Probably Paddy Donovan. I think he already should have been, but I think that Paddy Donovan will win a world title. I think that there's a very, very good chance that guy, whose name I forget now, Callum Walsh, will do it. After that, I'm not too sure. Like, there's not really many I see. I thought Gary Cully would do something. He still might, but he still looks shell-shook from that defeat he had a couple of years ago on the Katie Taylor undercard. He still looks what was the guy's name? Diaz or something like that. He still looks shell-shook from that. He looks very gun-shy. And yeah, I don't think he's fully recovered from that. Like, he got completely schooled by, I can't even think of his name, Maxie Hughes then in his last fight. So yeah, look, I think that like Gary Cully still can do something, but the clock's ticking on him. It's definitely ticking on him. You don't need a car in London anyway. No, you don't. Like, at the end of the day, sometimes it's quicker to go by car if you're only going somewhere close. But for the most part, you're better off just getting the tube. Yeah, just for the most part, you're just better off just getting it, to be honest with you. How crap was the referee? Very bad. Very, very bad. You think Williams Zepeda can make a comeback? Yeah, look, he was soundly beaten, but he gave as good as he got. Who's the guy who beat Liam Smith a couple of months ago? Aaron McKenna. Yeah, that's another one, actually. He looks quite good. He looks quite good. Not that much pop, but he looks good. He looks quite good. But yeah, why is the guy from Prison Break doing Black Ops ads? Never actually seen Prison Break, actually. And Conor Benn with the Everlast on. Chris Eubank Jr., I would imagine, would have winning gloves. Because I think Eubank Jr., he must have hand trouble if he's using winning gloves. Because no one ever, unless Japanese fighters, no one really ever uses winning gloves voluntarily unless you have hand trouble. They're very popular in Japan because they're a Japanese brand. So a lot of Japanese fighters use them. But in the UK and the US, very seldom are quite poor. Really? Okay. Oh, they are loving it in there. Look at that. The fans are loving it in there. And that's the one thing about the UK is over Saudi is simple as everyone has a beer in their hand. You get the drunk fans singing. That's pretty good fun. It's pretty good fun to listen to. It's not so fun when it's a sober fan singing. It doesn't have quite the same, it doesn't have the same thing to it. Big up to Matthew. Thank you so much, my friend, for the £5. It's greatly appreciated. This is my main channel I use for boxing news. Thank you for your hard work. What is Daniel Dubois lined up to do right now? Do you know something? thank you first off for the £5. They were meant to have their first. They were meant to have their purse bid the other day, weren't they not? He was meant to have a purse bid with that Frank Sanchez guy. Delayed. Interesting. So they've delayed the purse bid until November 20th. They delayed it by a week. I think we could be getting Dubois versus Sanchez next. That's what I'm thinking, my friend. That's what I'm thinking. Thank you. It's a good job you mentioned it, because it just reminded me. I was thinking they had that purse bid this week. That was it, Frank Sanchez. Yeah. So they delayed the purse bid for another. I would agree with you almost that Sanchez. I think Sanchez should beat him, but I don't trust his age and the fact that his knees are going. He's a mover. You take away the knees, you're in trouble, especially against someone like Dubois. If we get the Frank Sanchez who fought F.A. Ajagba turns up, good luck, Daniel. That's all I got to say. You ain't beating him. But if we don't get that, if we get the same one who turned up against Adji Kabayel, Dubois goes through him. He goes through Frank Sanchez. Goes through him like a knife goes through hot butter. He really does. Will be interesting to see how Dubois' mindset is. How do I say this without sounding horrible? I don't think his mindset is really. I really don't think his mindset is gonna change, to be honest with you. The shirt is too tight. You're doing you're big time doing work with that. Surely you have clothes that fit. The shirt actually fits perfect. Believe it or not, the shirt actually fits me perfect, and it is definitely not too tight. And it's not even a shirt; it's a zip. So it's just done in a shirt outlet. But no, it definitely ain't too tight. I can 100% say it is not too tight. 110% say that. There it is, right on cue. I said it, always the main event. That's when you start getting it. That's when they start coming. The bots are triggered. Dubois really needs to move it. Well, he already has. He's gone to Tony Sims now, apparently. Yeah, changing trainers every loss and stuff like that. Look, Dubois is going to do what Dubois is going to do. That's Daniel Dubois. What a guy. What a guy Daniel Dubois is. But that's just the way it is, unfortunately, Daniel Dubois. It's always that. It's always just that way. I'm off to focus on the fight. Enjoy the show, Liam. Thank you, my friend, 100%. He found the only way he could control. He found he was only confident if he was 100% in control. If anything didn't go quite well, he would lose a bit. Yeah, and I believe that. He fights like that. You see him, that's kind of how he is. It's weird. Like, if he's not 100%, doing what he wants to do, even if he's getting hit, he's still fine. Once he's not able to do this, that, and the other, it's just like, don't want to know. I don't want to be there. Hey, G-Man, do we know what's happening with Wilder? I don't, to be honest with you. I really don't. And I think with Wilder, it's just, mate, it ain't going to come back. It ain't coming back. So he'll do what he's got to do. But yeah, I don't think Wilder has it in him anymore. Really disappointed with Parker this week if the test results are accurate. Yeah, if they are accurate, that's insanity. It really is. I mean, like, I never in a million years would have thought Joseph Parker would have been popped for anything, much less that. I don't really know what else to say with that, man. It's just an absolute. I couldn't believe it when I seen it. I was just like, say what? Joe Parker of all people? But yeah, apparently so. Well, we shall wait and see. Because he's came out with a statement and he has flat out said, no, this ain't going to happen. Or this wasn't me, and this, that, and the other. And he definitely has the means to be able to fight it. So we shall see. Ring walks and it's not even 10 p.m. yet. This is what we like. Now, it'll probably... Well, Conor Benn will do... No national anthems. There shouldn't be. So we should be good to go in the next couple of minutes. Shouldn't be long before they do an announcement for this fight. Or before they do, the ring announcements and stuff. So this is going to be good. This is going to be good. We're going to have good fun with this, I believe. I believe we're going to have real good fun with this, and it's going to be it's going to be a fun one. It's going to be a fun one, guys. We're going to have fun here. This, I have to say again, this is why I like the stadiums, not just because of the atmosphere, but because the show gets moving pretty damn quick. Like, it genuinely, it gets the show on the road pretty damn quick. There's no, this, that, or the other. It's just on it. And that's what I like. I don't like when we're having to sit around like that. Wait for Canelo Crawford. That's right. That was awful. As long as some of these, raps or other music for them, I'm glad they did away with that. Like that Liam Gallagher performance before Joshua Fury or Joshua Dubois was just like, why? There always is. This is a ring show, and they didn't do any anthem, or did they? No, I don't think they did. Or did they? I'm not sure for Canelo Crawford if they did anything actually for that one, but they definitely didn't do any for the Parker one. Now I know that was a standard Queensbury show, but I just don't lie. I just think whenever I see it, I'm just like, oh, and why do they flip it? It's just so annoying. I don't get it. Yeah, I just don't get it. But Conor, yeah, they will bring out all the stops for the ring walks as well. I forgot about that because it's obviously the main event. It'll be a long ring walk. It'll be a long ass ring walk. Thoughts on Jaden Price representing Bahrain? Do you think more boxers will take the money and represent other Gulf countries to win medals? Wouldn't shock me if they did. I mean, if they're getting an absolute bag, people are going to go here, there, and everywhere for the bag. They will. They absolutely will. So, I didn't know there were people doing that, though. God, represent Bahrain just for a bag, huh? Well, they're doing what they want to make that money, man. And that's what they want to do. I want to actually, while they're doing the ring walks, I'm going to go and check and see who's winning the darts and who won what. Luke Littler is playing Josh Rock, and Luke Littler is winning, but not by much, only by 2 legs. See who he's playing in the semis. I have to say, I just want to check this. The Grand Slam of darts. I do love the Grand Slam of darts. It's always good fun. It's always good fun. Danny Noppert in the semi-finals. Damn. Played well. Not be into the semi-finals. Okay. That's interesting. All right. Just checking the darts to see who was doing what. Conor Benn bringing out all the stops for this ring walk. I hope AJ doesn't fight Jake Paul, does nothing for his legacy, and if he does lose, he won't lose, man. I cannot in a million years see AJ losing that fight. There's just no way. There's just no way. It's never going to happen. He'll never lose that fight. For me, I just think, you know what? There's talk he could get up to like 70 mil or something for it. And I'm just thinking, if the goal is really to fight Tyson Fury, then yeah, all right. It's not going to help you in any way, but yeah, get the bag. There you go. Get the bag. I know he's already made generational wealth, but yeah, why not? Get the bag. There you go. Happy days. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And by the way, we have 165 in the build still, if you haven't already, because we're only a couple of subs off 27.5K. If you could, just please consider hitting the like and subscribe button. Just gonna ask, just because, I like seeing the numbers go up. I do like seeing the numbers go up. So if you please could, just consider hitting the like and subscribe button, hitting the notification bell as well. If, get a cheeky notification. Because we're going to commentate on this. So we are definitely doing the commentary for this fight. Because the other ones we just kind of talked over, but this one we are definitely 100% doing the live comps for this one. 100%. And they are dragging that ring walk out. Good God. They really are enjoying that ring walk. But yeah. Eubank Jr. will probably use Still DRE, wouldn't he? That's always been his entrance song by Dr. Dre. Still Dre. But that atmosphere in Tottenham Stadium looks epic. It really does. It looks epic. I'm not even gonna lie. The People's Champ. I mean, again, yeah, you do have to laugh when you hear stuff like that. The People's Champ. It's like, right, the People's Champ. Okay, I've heard it all now. I could finish my essay in the morning. There you go, man. There you go. That's what Sundays are for, to catch up on stuff you didn't do all the rest of the week. You can finish the essay in the morning. Throw some darts upstairs, 1 minute before first bell. Man, I think that's the thing with Eddie. It's what, they've delayed Eubank's ring walk, have they? Or what's going on? Making Conor Benn wait or something? No, but I think that's the thing. Eddie's had great success with the likes of Anthony Joshua, Carl Froch, people like that. But a lot of that has been in part to the fighters themselves, not necessarily Eddie Hearn. And I think that's just gassed Eddie Hearn up to an extent where he thinks, if I just say the sky is green, people will believe it. And then it's like, not quite. Nearly 7 a.m. here in Tokyo. Hope Eubank ends it early so I can head off to bed. Geez, 7 a.m. So I'm assuming you... Well, if it was 7 a.m., do you know what I would have done? I would have just went to bed. I set my alarm for like 6 a.m. because that's not too bad. But if you've been doing an all-nighter in Tokyo, of all places, that's crazy. Chris Eubank Jr. with that massive... Man looks like he's wearing a dressing gown, a big dressing gown on. What time they walk out? Well, Conor Benn's already done his ring walk, so now we're just waiting on Chris Eubank Jr. I think to some extent they do, answering Benjamin's question there. I certainly get much better recurring viewers on watch-alongs than I do on a standard live, which is strange because I do a video when it gets like 1,000 views in an hour normally, whereas I do a live and I'm like, God damn, it ain't seeing much traction in it. Gee, man, you've been pumping iron. Been trying to, man. Been trying to. I've been trying to kind of get a bit more consistent because it's been a bit inconsistent the last few weeks. But the last couple of weeks I've been getting a lot better with that. So we've been trying. Been doing sometimes 2 a day because I go up. The gym's only like a 5-minute walk, so I go up my lunch break, then I go up again after work. So I just get as much done in one day as I can. Obviously, if I'm doing that A&G, man, then I go straight from work because we literally, when we're doing that A&G, man, it's literally finish work, straight to the studio, boom. That's what we do. Don't drug test. No, I never will. And thank you. I'm assuming that's Norwegian krona. I'm assuming that's what it is. NOK. I'm assuming that's Norwegian. Is that 50? That is 50 cent, isn't it? I had to stop and look there. I was like, damn. That's got 50 cent doing his... I will read that now. But I nearly died when I seen that. I was like, damn, 50 cent doing Eubank Jr.'s ring walk. God damn. That's 50 cent doing the ring walk. God damn. Ben ain't that guy. We all know the real people champ is Charlie Zelenoff. Oh, I got it there in the end. Oh, yeah, he really is he's the quintessential people's champ. 50 cent. God, that's a blast from the past. What had one? I remember I had one of his albums. Which one was it? It was the one that had Candy Shop on it. I remember the name of that album. 50 Cent was all right back then. I can never say I was really mad keen on his music. 50 Cent never really was. What was the name of that album? Had Candy Shop on it. I think I had one or two others as well. But yeah, I can never say I was the biggest 50 Cent fan, to be honest with you. Get Rich or Die. That's the movie. Oh yeah, it was the movie and the I did play his game as a kid, Bulletproof. Did you ever play that game? When I was a kid, I got that game. It was good fun. That was actually quite a fun game. You ever played the game Bulletproof? That had Eminem in it. Eminem played a cop in it. And who else was in it? There was a few well-known people who did. It was actually good fun. I have to say, that game was was fun for what it was. For what I remember, I haven't played it since I was a kid. I'm hoping, yes, I got the right one. I got the right one. No links getting dropped in here. Yeah, Bulletproof. The story was quite good, if I remember that correctly. The story was pretty damn good fun. 50 cents Bulletproof. I remember playing it as a kid. It was tough from what I remember. That's probably because I was a kid. I'd say if I went and played it now, if they remastered it, I'd be like, this game is so easy, it's not even funny. But yeah, I remember that as a kid, it was tough. I did finish it, but yeah, the story was really, really good. Eminem was, who was it? Was it, what's his name? Oh, is it Keith Davis or something like that? And he played the homeless guy who turned out to be an undercover cop in Bulletproof. So yeah, it was actually a fun game, to be fair. It was a fun game. It was G-Unit people. Yeah. He had Banks. He had a couple of G-Unit people in it. Still much of a gamer? Not really. Not really these days. I've got no hype for GTA 6 at all. That's why I'm not upset that it's been pushed back. I want to play Mafia 4, the old country, because the Mafia games are a lot better. The stories are really good. Keith Davis is he dead? Is he dead? Is he actually dead? Keith Davis? No, he was still alive. No, he's alive. Giving me a fright there. Saying Keith David is dead. No, he's not. He's definitely alive. Gave me a fright there, man. Jeez. No, he's alive. He's definitely alive. But yeah, I never played Warriors. No, I haven't. Do you know what? They sponsored Ade's channel, which meant they sponsored Ade and G-Man. So I got paid from Undisputed, but never played the game. Never played it. Don't have a PS5 here. They had copies of it, but never played it. Can't say I'm really in a rush. Guy saying RIP is from the last. All right, that would explain it. Because I was wondering when I seen it, I was like, I'm sure he wasn't. Yeah, Warrington as well. Okay, fair enough. Because that's confusing when you see it. You're thinking, what have I missed? And yeah, it's confusing when you see it because you just think you take it at face value sometimes. So I remember one of Hatman's streams ages ago. Someone said Baby Thing RIP, and they actually said how he was RIP'd, which was a complete lie. But of course, Hatman didn't know, so he took it at face value. And then obviously it was turned out that it was a load of you know what. But like, you're just like, what's not even funny? Like, you know, and you could tell Hatman obviously must have known Baby Thing at one point because he did sound kind of, I don't say upset, but like you could tell it hit him, you know. Buffer's got to be in his 80s now. He has to be in his 80s. He definitely, Michael Buffer, if he's not in his 80s, I'd be surprised. How old is he? 81. And he's still going strong. He's still doing this. Yeah, Michael Buffer, yeah, he's got to be in his 80s. Are they doing the anthems? Hang on a minute. In charge, Guy Williamson. Nope. It's just normal. It's just normal. No anthems. No anything. So we are good. And we only are going to turn the sound on. We'll turn the sound on very briefly so you can kind of hit in with me and we know when we're starting. That's when we'll turn the sound on. Only briefly. Only briefly. Can they hold the first bell till I get home? Well, it's a Saudi show, so you never know. They always chuck a few extra things in there to make it go on a bit longer. Like the ring walk started 15 minutes ago. Did Catterall win? Yeah, he stopped them. Very naughty in how he went about and did it. Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn the volume up on the commentary so you can hear Adam. You can hear basically when the bell rings. Well, we'll sync it, man. We'll sync it. Don't worry. And I'll make sure once we're commentating that I tell you roughly where we are at all times. So we're going to do that as well. So have no fear. Have no fear. We'll make sure that this is good. This is synced up. Yeah. It was naughty how he But he was very naughty before he got the knockout. But yeah, he knocked that Usman out in the 11th. Good knockout too, to be fair. A very good fight, actually. Very good fight. One of the few fights you'll ever see Jack Catterall in that was really entertaining. Like, really entertaining. It's like, damn, Jack Catterall can do it when he wants to. But I can see why he doesn't want to do it sometimes. Literally 2 minutes from the flat. Man, he is... I'd say you'd be all right. I'd say you'll get back. I'd say you'll get back in time, man. I'd say you'll get back in time. I'd actually say you would. Because they're only doing the intros now. Let's... No wonder WCW went out of business. There you go. They are face to face as well. Eubank on points, man. Let's go. It's going to be good, man. A cacophony of noise. Round number 1 is coming up. Ripping through this wonderful stadium. Remember that night in November 35 years ago when this dramatic rivalry exploded onto our screens. Eubank Sr. stopping Nigel Benn in 9. Their rematch in October 93. Ending in that draw at Old Trafford. Oh boy. The compelling toe-to-toe war in April. Again a win in the Eubank Colts. If you can hear Adam Smith, if you can hear that, you'll know exactly where I am. So once the first bell goes, I'm going to turn that volume down. And then your boy is taking the reins from Adam Smith. Not really, but... Tony Sims have learned. Will Eubank and Bomac produce magic? Will the pair of them be able to hold? It's going to be good. Pugilistic entertainment all over again on the grandest stages. Round 1. Here we go. Round number 1 is underway. People, let's go. Well, straight off the bat, I'm seeing a little bit more from Conor Benn. I'm seeing that he's not as reckless because he came out that first fight reckless as anything. Straight away, you could see what he was doing. You could see every punch he was throwing. He's actually being a little bit circumspect. He's actually trying to cut the ring off there with Chris Eubank Jr., but the jab from Eubank has the longer reach. So if he can just keep that jab on point, it's going to offset Conor Benn massively. And Ben, he's already dipping, so he's already making himself a slightly lower target. But straight off the bat, you can see he's not wasting as much. He's thinking a little bit more about what he's doing in there straight off the bat. Because again, he really didn't think last time. It was just pure emotion. He did get countered there by Chris Eubank Jr. And look at the size difference. It looks mad. Like Chris Eubank looks huge in comparison to Conor Benn. But Ben, that's good head movement from Conor Benn. He's always shown good head movement. That's a nice little body shot by Conor Benn. Nice. There was no kind of recklessness with that. Looked solid. But Eubank, again, just using that jab, just popping that jab, just to keep Ben just to keep him just out of range. And that's the thing. If Eubank is able to just keep that jab consistent, he actually counters and he actually lands a good right hand on Conor Benn. That's a swing and a miss by... Oh, wow. The technique, that didn't take long for the technique to go out the window. Soon as he gets caught with a right hand, he starts swinging because he got caught coming in, Conor Benn, by a decent right hand by Chris Eubank Jr. And then immediately there's another right hand goes in again. It's a good right hand by Chris Eubank Jr. as well. And then the technique from Conor Benn just went straight out the window. And that's the problem. That's what Nigel was talking about. And that is the way Conor Benn can be. The technique at times can be good. And then there are other times where it's so wild. You're just looking and you're thinking, what the hell? You see these shots coming a mile away. There's 55 seconds to go in the first round. And so far, you have to say Eubank Jr. He's definitely landed the cleaner shots, definitely done more. Conor Benn has not exerted that much in this round, but he's not really done anything. Not really done anything as of yet. 40 seconds left. And there's another jab by Chris Eubank Jr. And again, Conor Benn staying in range, giving Jr. a chance to catch. Giving Jr. a chance to catch him. And Eubank Jr., he wants to be careful when he's up against the ropes like that because Conor Benn, he has stopped fires like Chris Algieri, albeit a much, Chris Algieri, never the biggest welterweight, not a big puncher either. But that happened when he was backed up to the ropes. So he wants to be very, very careful. But it's a decent first round by Chris Eubank Jr. He's definitely landed the cleaner shots. Conor Benn biting on the feint there straight away and swings and misses with the left hook wildly. Takes a jab for his troubles as well as Eubank Jr. gets back to center ring. And Conor Benn staying in range too much. Legs look a little bit too far apart as well as the round one comes to an end. And that's a first round of the bank for Chris Eubank Jr. Definitely. Decent round. Decent round by Chris Eubank Jr. Like I said, Conor Benn, originally in that first round, he started off not too bad. Again, he wasn't landing anything, but he was certainly getting the shots off. But as he went in to throw a jab, he got caught with a right hand coming in. And once he got hit with that right hand, ba-boom, ba-boom, swing, like he's throwing a cricket ball, as his dad Nigel said. So first round definitely in the bag for Chris Eubank Jr. 200 people in the building. If you can, please consider hitting the like and hitting the subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. You've YouTube ads. I've got the zone ads. Don't know which is worse. Conor, I think he's just that way inclined. And here you'll see a replay of it. Lovely right hand. Doesn't land as clean as actually originally it looked. But that right hand ended up causing Conor Benn to lose a lot of control, so to speak. Round number 2 is underway. I don't understand the whole, well, I guess I do and I don't. But trying to get into a jabbing war with Chris Eubank Jr. and big up to Dig UK, big up to you, man, every single time as well. I don't understand the whole concept of him trying to get into a jabbing war with Chris Eubank Jr. because all that's going to happen is he's just going to get picked apart. He's not got the range on Chris Eubank Jr. He's not got the better jab. He is faster and he has the good head movement like you see there, but he is still getting caught when he just takes a step out. And this is really good work by Chris Eubank Jr. Oh, I see the bots, don't worry. I see them. And this is really good work by Eubank Jr. I'm liking what I'm seeing. He's not as reckless, Conor Benn, but he's wasted. See, what I see Conor Benn doing is, although he's not throwing shots, look at the movement he's doing, the in and out. He's not doing anything with that movement. He is wasting quite a bit of energy there. It has to be said. Whoa, Conor Benn gets shoved to the ground there. And that was a little bit naughty. Don't mind to you is not taking sides. I try and not take sides. At the end of the day, I will call it like I see it. I've no horse in the race in this fight. So may the best man win. I completely disagree. I do not think Conor Benn won that first round at all. He didn't do anything. Chris Eubank Jr. landed the cleaner, effective shots. So if they're thinking Conor Benn won that first round, then I don't know what fight they're watching. That was a clear Chris Eubank Jr. round. This is a little bit better from Conor Benn. He is getting those body shots in, and that's what he needs to do because Chris Eubank Jr. does look somewhat drained. So it is a good idea to invest in the body, and like he's doing there. This is better work from Conor Benn now. He's actually being able to get on top of Chris Eubank Jr. and actually land some shots, and he is looking a lot more composed in this second round, certainly than he was the last round. And that jab from Eubank Jr. is not really doing anything. Gets caught with a jab by Conor Benn there himself, actually. He gets caught with a good one, too. This is good work from Conor Benn. Going back into this round now, definitely. As both guys end up clinching. But, yeah, he does have a tendency to become more reckless. But, nah, for sure, for me, it's definitely the first round was a Eubank round. But this one right here, I'm liking more what I'm seeing from Conor Benn. So Conor Benn, for me, in this round, doing a much, much better job of it. Definitely. They will say Conor Benn won even if he loses. Well, look, you're going to find it very difficult to get, especially considering that, Eubank's not even a zone fighter. So you're probably not going to get the most objectivity at the end of the day, but you have to call it honestly. And from what I'm seeing, Eubank definitely won the first round. Conor Benn definitely winning this second round. Absolutely. Yeah, exactly. You have to expect it. Why did I change my name from G-Man to my real name? I thought it was just needed. I want to be known for me, not as G-Man. Do you know that sort of way? I don't mind if people still want to call me it. You're more than welcome to. But that's what I want the channel to be. As round two, that was a good right hand from Conor Benn. As round two comes to an end, that was a Conor Benn round. That was definitely a Conor Benn round. Never mind what they said about the first round. That second round, Conor Benn definitely. Terence Crawford sat there with Eddie Hearn. Exactly, man. Just to make it look more professional. Yeah, I would say one apiece. Definitely. First round, Eubank Jr., no question. Second round, Conor Benn, again, no question. I can't see how Eubank Jr. won that second round. So one apiece, that's fair. We've got another 10 rounds to go. So 2 rounds down. Yeah, it's going to get good. Yeah, it is easier to remember. I think people on here have been calling me G-Man for years and years and years. So I expect many will still say the same. Turkey, if he could look any more interested, it'd be great. When they've had the turkey, he always just looks so disinterested, doesn't he? He just looks like he don't care. Round 3 is now underway. No, it's not. Now it is. Round 3 is now underway. Eubank's going to want to be a little bit more aggressive. I wonder, is he just trying to look after his gas tank? Is he worried that he won't be able to have any gas left in the end of this fight? And that's getting aggressive now. Oh, up close. That's some actually... Well, I guess at the end of the day, you can punch with your free hand, but that got real aggressive up close. Yeah, I'm wondering why Eubank's not putting his foot on the gas a little more, because the jab's not really Eubank's never really had a developed jab that much, really, and it's not really keeping Conor Benn off. It has to be said. He does have the range on it, but it's not really doing a great job of keeping into second round to win it. He just landed more clean, effective shots, to be honest with you, mate. I saw Eubank landing more in the first round. He was more the ring general. Second round, vice versa. Conor Benn did more for me in that second round. Landed some good body shots, was just more aggressive. Landed a good 1-2 to Chris Eubank Jr. So it was just better work for me. Eubank looking to catch and shoot. Misses with an uppercut there, and that's always been his best punch. So Conor Benn's going to want to be very, very careful with that. And that's a good jab. He's doubled up that jab there. Chris Eubank Jr. was able to catch it on Conor Benn, but he's moving himself back to the ropes too much. He really needs to try and keep it in the center of the ring. And that was a good right hand on the inside and an uppercut as well by Conor Benn. Has the free hand. Eubank Jr. holding on to that hand, so you want to be careful there. But yeah, that's why I think Conor Benn definitely took that. Jeez, doesn't look right. Yeah, he doesn't look amazing. Has to be said. He definitely looked better first time around. That's why I said, don't underestimate how bad the rehydration clause really is. That was a wild swing from Conor Benn. That was very reckless and wild. Chris Eubank Jr. just manages to get an overhand right in there on Conor Benn and lands another jab. Yeah, timing is way off. Timing's completely off. I'm not liking it at all. The timing from neither guy is great. Like Conor Benn's is very wild, very reckless at times, but he's more on it. Eubank just doesn't, he gets hit with another body shot there from Conor Benn. But that's a nice little combination by Eubank. But again, there's not much on these combinations that he's landing. You know, Eubank Jr. back in the day, he used to sit down on those combinations. Even though he wasn't the biggest puncher, he was able to just sit down and just let them go with speed and accuracy. There's no real accuracy with these. And, that was a good left hook, though. He landed a decent left hook on Conor Benn there, it has to be said. But again, I think in Conor Benn, it's just more the aggressor, and he just bundles Eubank Jr. to the floor there. Eubank Jr., that was really nothing. But Conor Benn is definitely the fighter right now who looks the more likely to win this fight out of the two, just for me. Even though you might argue Eubank maybe did enough to win, especially with that jab, maybe did enough to win that round, maybe. But Conor Benn looks the more... So Conor Benn looks the more useful, definitely, out of the two at this stage. It's interesting. So what do you guys think? How do we have it there? Because for me, again, it's interesting. You could argue Eubank probably nicked that round, but he doesn't look quite himself in there. Yeah, people are saying this. People are saying Eubank looks a shell of himself. Slightly better from Chris, but his timing is way off. It's very off. Very, very off. Some have it 2-zip Conor Benn. I certainly don't. Okay, round number 4 is underway. Wow. No, he doesn't look himself at all in there, Chris Eubank Jr. This is going to go the way of Conor Benn if he doesn't change something. Well, that again, it doesn't surprise me that the commentators are ignoring Ben's work. But, and again, Eubank dehydrated to hell, yeah. I mean, listen, Chris Eubank Jr. would be much better off if he stopped trying to box and just went for it. Just went and just tried to basically sell out and go for broke. That would be the best thing he could do. Because his timing boxing-wise just looks way too... He just looks all over the place. Doesn't look right at all. I mean, Conor Benn just looks so sharper. So much sharper. Oh, that was a big right hand from Conor Benn that just went in, just grazed the chin of Chris Eubank Jr. Yeah, Eubank, to me, he's looking old in there. Carl Frampton has Conor Benn winning every round. Okay. I don't know if I agree necessarily with that, but all right. Definitely, you could say he probably won the second round, and yeah, you give him a share of the third. I thought Eubank was all right in the first round. But yeah, this is definitely going the way of Conor Benn so far. Yeah, his balance, everything just doesn't look right. You'd think that would have been known. Like, for me, I always wonder, does this not show up in camp? Again, I asked that question. Does it not show up in camp if someone's looking this off? You know, the balance isn't right, the timing's not right. And do they not ask the question, right? I think Eubank should just go for it now. I really do, because all that's going to happen is he's just going to end up just getting outboxed. He's just going to end up he should just go for it. Like, at the end of the day, if the timing's not there, if all it's not there, just go. I know it's easy for me to say. I'm watching it from the comfort of my own home and from a screen. But I think if you know the boxing's not working, if you know your timing's off, just decide, right, earmuffs on, let's go for it. Let's go for broke. Oh, that was a good right hand by Chris Eubank Jr. He almost caught Conor Benn coming in there. But still not enough. Didn't hurt. He's getting hurt. Oh, he's doing that. Didn't hurt and getting hurt. Yeah. Like, that jab was, look at that. That was embarrassing. What was that from Eubank? Yeah, he is looking an absolute shell of a man in there. I really do think this is bad form. And again, listen, he decided to oblige to the rehydration clause, but I don't think it was the right thing to do at all. And straight off the bat, it's not as enjoyable, this fight, as it was first time around. First time around, there was an enjoyment factor from start to finish. This is a lot more, it's kind of the way this fight has been. It hasn't had that same captivative feel to it, and it kind of feels like that now. Although that's a good little uppercut by Eubank Jr., if nothing else. But again, round 4 ends, and again, very lifeless. You know, not much going on. Eubank looking a bit tired there as well. Miles on the clock. Yeah, that's what a lot of people on X are saying. It just looks to me as though there's miles on the clock. Too many miles on the clock. After 3 rounds, Ben landed 25 punches, according to CompuBox. Interesting. So he's outlanded him. Yeah, everyone's saying it. Eubank seems a step slower. He does. It looks to me as though it's one fight too many. Certainly at this weight for Chris Eubank Jr. Dev Sani has Conor Benn 4 up. Now, I agree with a lot of things Dev says, but that's one of them where I definitely don't agree with that. But yeah, you could give maybe Eubank a round. But Conor Benn, yeah, he is. It is, as I said, like, I mean, it makes sense to do a rematch. It does, 100%, from a financial point of view. But this was a one and done fight for me. And no one will be asking for a trilogy fight after this. Hell no. Hell no. But straight off the bat, this doesn't have the same feel that the first fight had. The first fight had something about it. This really doesn't. And Eubank, to me, it's sad to see, because he looks a shell of himself in there. He really does. He really, truly does. And he needs to get more going, because he's getting outlanded by Conor Benn. He's getting outboxed. And Everything feet look slow, timing looks slow, punches look forced, nothing there. 36 years old, yeah. And again, you need to remember that Eubank was a fighter who relied a lot on his athleticism, not so much as boxing. And he's getting bullied in there, and Eubank looks significantly bigger, and he's getting bullied in the clinches by Conor Benn. So there you go. I mean, there you go, right there. Getting bullied in the clinches by Conor Benn. We're only 5 rounds in, and nothing has really happened. Like, this fight has not caught life at all. Conor Benn just throwing a shot, doing what he needs to do. There's no life to this. It's not like the last fight. This is what I was saying. I said it from the get-go. Did we really need a rematch necessarily? Because I want to see some action. I was thinking we might get a bit of action like we got the first time. We're not really getting that. Like, Conor Benn is doing what he needs to do. He's looking good. Very good. But, where's the, you want to get a dance partner who's going to bring it out. And it's like, you're not going to throw the towel in because he's not taking a beating. But there's no urgency there. There's just nothing. The jab's not on point. That jab was falling flat. Like, that jab is actually embarrassingly bad. No, Ben's not looking amazing either. But, you want to see a bit more. Eubank looks stunned. His legs just buckled there. Legs look like they buckled a little bit there on Chris Eubank Jr. This is actually, this is getting embarrassed. This is not good. This is not, this ain't fun. This ain't fun to watch. And I thought Jack Catterall's fight would be the hardest fight to watch tonight. It hasn't been. This hasn't caught fire like it did the first time. Is he still missing the toenail? There you go. I'd imagine Conor Benn has won most of the rounds. Probably give Eubank the first round, maybe give him a share of the third round, but that's it. And there's that little smile to say you didn't hurt me. But I reckon that's going to give Conor Benn... Well, at least with Can Brook, there was a bit of action in it. There was a bit of entertainment in it. This just doesn't... look at that. That was a clean body shot. Eubank slumped over himself there. Like, he literally hasn't... There's nothing there. Like, that was embarrassing, that body shot that Eubank threw as round 5 comes to an end. This is not good. At all. This is not what I was expecting. Has no pop. Yeah, he looks so lethargic. It's not even funny. There's nothing in his legs, literally. There's literally nothing in this guy's legs. I wouldn't. I see some people saying Eubank could still win the decision. I'm like, all right, you're brave to bet on that. You're very brave to bet on that, but I wouldn't be saying he is going to win anything tonight. Looking how he looks. He looks awful in there. Oh. Hang on. There we go. You shouldn't have put the bet on, man. You shouldn't have put that bet on. Okay, round number 6 is underway. We could potentially have another 7 rounds of this to go. Ben out-jabbing Chris. Yeah, he is out-jabbing him. He absolutely is. There's nothing, it's insanity. I've never seen Eubank look this bad. Never in a million years. There's no life in his legs. There's literally nothing there. There is literally no life left in the guy's legs or anything. And for me, again, I say it, that to me is just, indicative to the fact that 1, he's outgrown the weight. 2, he shouldn't have done the rehydration clause. And 3, this fight really, it didn't need to happen. The first time it didn't need to happen, much less the second time. And I just think that you got lightning in a bottle once. You got that first fight, had everything in it. It was exciting. It was this, it was that. This one just doesn't have that same feel to it. It hasn't had it since the get-go. And yeah, for me, it's like, Oh, God, his work rate at the moment is probably a 2. And this is a guy who was known for having a tremendous work rate. I'd say maybe it's a 2 out of 10. His work rate's just non-existent. And Conor Benn's the aggressor. Eubank is he's fighting like someone who just wants to see the final bell and just not get stopped. There's no urgency from, look at that. He's a counter-punching opportunity there and he throws a shot and there's nothing on it. It's like the legs just are not there. Look at that. Look how wild he was. Ben, I don't think he'll gas out. I think Ben's been the 12-round distance before. He's slowed down as fights have progressed, but he's not going to gas. He's never had trouble with his gas tank, I don't believe. And yeah, he just looked comfy in there. He looks really comfy, actually. Just a high guard, not much else. And yeah, there you go. Can't wait for the trilogy. We ain't getting the trilogy. Hell no. We are never going to get the trilogy. And I think Conor Benn is wary. Like, he's not, he could definitely be a lot more aggressive, but I do think he is obviously wary. He does, look at that. Now, that is just, Eubank can barely keep his legs, can barely keep his footing. I know referee is saying it was Ben, but like the legs on Eubank just look gone. So 35 seconds to go. Every time I see Eubank throw a shot, it's just like, wow. Is that it? Is that like legs again? Yeah, you won't gas. When you set a pace that you're comfy with, even if you're making little mistakes like that, you're all right. You're absolutely fine. There's no real issues there. Yeah. Yikes. And that's another round in the bank for Conor. Well, Eubank's done a little bit more in this round, to be fair. Get rid of the Gad lad. Man, I don't sound as bad as Gad. I don't think I do, anyway. Good old Gareth A. Davis, huh? What else? I'm casually looking at X while I'm on this. Yeah. Some are saying Chris is looking a little bit better as this fight's gone on. I don't know about that. I definitely ain't seeing that. Yeah, no. Conor Benn is definitely winning this fight for me anyway. What we thinking? Eubank signing microwaves tomorrow, Spice Girls between rounds. I already have Eubank needing a KO. He probably would. He probably does need a KO at this point, or certainly a few knockdowns. Yeah. I would tend to agree with you on that. If nothing else, he needs a few knockdowns or a KO. And look at the way he's slumped in his corner. That's not, the body language is not that of a man who's going to win this fight. Conor Benn hasn't given Eubank a round. Like, Eubank won the first fight handily. I know it was fun, it was entertaining, but like, he won it fairly handily. He won that first fight fairly handily. I don't think Ben's on his way to a stoppage because he's not really gone. And yeah, I don't tend to listen to Tony Bellew says, to be honest with you. Whatever he says, I just listen. I just don't even bother listening because you know what it's going to be. There's no point. Oh, now it's getting a little bit more aggressive. Okay. 2 minutes and 30 to go in round number 7. Getting a little bit more aggressive. Oh, there we go. Right hand goes in by Chris Eubank Jr. And the fan scorecard have basically Ben winning every round. Okay. Yeah, I tend to not pay too much of attention when it's Tony Bellew, especially when it's a matchroom show. There's no point. You know, it's you're never going to get a biased opinion. It's like, okay, I don't want to know. So look, Bellew's fine when it's not matchroom involved, but if it's matchroom, it doesn't matter. I just look away because it's like, yeah, there's no point. There's just no point because it doesn't add anything. You know, I like seeing someone who, even if they have a vendetta against someone, they still, want to give an objective opinion. Whereas again, with certain people, it doesn't matter what they say. Yeah, like, it's no point. Minute and 30 to go. It's been a bit more lively in this 7th round, it has to be said. Both guys letting some shots go. Eubank Jr. My scorecard would be Conor Benn. I've pretty much given him pretty much every round except maybe rounds 3 and 1. Every other round, that was it. And neither fighter was matchroom. Usyk and Fury. Neither fighter was matchroom. So whenever it's not matchroom, Bellew is really good. Like, he's actually quite good. But when matchroom get in, and you see, if you look at someone like a Dev Sani will obviously push Queensbury. He always does, right? But he does it in a way where he does it in kind of like a cheeky, chappy way where you give him a pass. You know what you're going to get, but he does it in a good way. But Bellew was kind of like, I don't want to know. Because it's not done with like charisma or anything like that. It's just done with matchroom. It's like, I don't really want to know. Yeah, well, that's what do you expect? You're going to get, it's always going to be that way, especially if you're an away fighter, which Eubank is. He's a boxer fighter. Well, he's associated with boxer. So you would imagine it's a shell of you. I'm honest to God. Oh, wow. That was a good right hand by Conor Benn. Eubank takes it, though. Eubank takes it, but man, he ain't got anything. He literally has nothing. I mean, if nothing else, he can still take a shot. That's cringe from Conor Benn, man. You've got a guy there who's like a zombie. I wouldn't be doing that. Well, as I would say, I mean, you've got a guy there who you've drained. You've slapped the rehydration clause on him, and he's 36 years old. So, I won't be taking this. I won't be saying like this win is great or anything like that. I'll be saying, well, you've just beat a guy who you had to literally drain and make him almost a zombie to get the win. So, you can act like it's something to be proud of. It's not really, but there you go. 50 Cent. I think the thing that's been the most annoying about this fight is just, and round number 8 is underway, it's just how lackluster it's been. It's been an awful fight. Like, I don't mind if it's one way, if it's one-sided, but if there's a bit of entertainment, if there's a bit of excitement in it, there's just been nothing in this fight. It's just been so bland. It's crazy. I think that thing, when you see a fight like this the first time and it's so exciting, you just think instantly, oh yeah, it's going to be another classic. And it just isn't. Mm-hmm. He was hurt there. Eubank was definitely feeling it there. And again, Conor Benn, you'd never think Conor Benn has even been in a boxing match because he's barely been touched. And whenever he has been touched, they've had such little effect, those shots. They've had such little snap on them. Look at Eubank's legs. They just look like concrete. His feet look like they've got concrete blocks in them. Really bad form here. And look at that. I mean, there's something really not right with Eubank in there. He looks awful. Absolutely awful. I've never seen him look this bad. And Ben clearly outlanded him massively. Vibes. To go for a title fight. Glad I didn't pay. Yeah, well, I think if you look at someone like a Terence Crawford shows the kind of cojones he has because he doesn't care. He'll just move up and fight. Whereas Conor Benn, oh no, I need this advantage, that advantage. I'm like, okay, you want that, but then to try and claim that, like, you've done something remarkable, it's not really anything special. The referee is calling time. What happened there? Mouthpiece out. £50. So you've got a minute to go. We've got a minute to go in round number 7 or round number 8. And boy, has this been a hard fight to commentate on. Because this has not been fun. This ain't been fun. This ain't been a fun fight to watch. You've got one fighter, Conor Benn, who is more lively, but he's not being aggressive enough. And you have the other fighter, Eubank, who's just a shell of himself. And no power on any of his shots, no snap. But that was a good uppercut there, to be fair. Landed a decent uppercut there. But still, not much else on anything. This really hasn't been a fun watch. I was kind of hoping for a fun fight as well, because this just has been meh. It's been a real meh fight. They definitely shouldn't do a trilogy. Not after this. I think the appetite for this fight, you could tell the fact that Turkey was comping tickets, like on Fight Week, you could tell that the appetite wasn't really there for it. This fight has been so bad that there'd be no appetite whatsoever for a trilogy. I would imagine there'd be none whatsoever. A trilogy fight would just be, nah, it ain't. I would be just like, nah, it ain't gonna happen. And I don't think anyone would really want to see it either. Look at that. Like, Eubank literally went through a hook and he put a bit of power in it. And as soon as he threw it, It's like his legs just dipped. I don't think he can risk it. That's the thing. I genuinely don't think Chris can actually risk it. I don't. Not that he has to risk it in a sense of, oh, he could get knocked out. I don't think he's got it in him to go for it. He really looks awful in there. What are we thinking? Is to see, yes. Let's see this. A decent right hand by Eubank, but again, nothing really there. Yeah, Conor Benn well ahead. That's what a lot of people are saying. Yeah, well ahead. I tend to agree with that. I don't see Ben putting him to sleep, because if you people are saying Ben's going to stop him, I don't see him doing that. He hasn't really looked like he's been able to do it so far. But yeah, for sure. Round 9 is underway, by the way, as well. It's been a soporific affair, to say the least. It's not been fun. It ain't been fun. Yeah, Carl Frampton has Conor Benn win every single round a shutout. An absolute shutout. If they were to, Ben landed some right hands there, and now he's going for. That's one thing I will say. Conor Benn definitely is a lot more measured, it has to be said, in this fight than he was last time around. Eubank Jr. gave him no reason not to be. Yeah, he does. Adam Smith's got a great commentary voice, and he is good for the big moments. But for the rest of the time, I kind of tend to just kind of tune off and just kind of, he's saying whatever he's saying, and then there's that. That is going, isn't it? Yeah, that's good. Making sure everything was working there. Minute and 50 to go in round number 9. He's facing no adversity, yeah. So you saw in the first round when Eubank landed a right hand, then his technique, Ben's technique, went a little bit awry. But once he realized that that Eubank doesn't really have it in the tank, technique was fine, was good to go. Absolutely good to go. And there's another right hand goes in by Conor Benn there. Absolutely. Oh, Eubank lands a decent left hook on his way out, but he really needs to. He really, truly needs to get a move on. I don't know if he can. But I think he needs to, because he's never going to win this. He's not going to win this fight. He's too far behind now. And does he have it in him to just even say, right, if I go out, I go out like this? Yeah, Tony Bellew, as I said, when it comes to Matchroom, I tend to just not listen, because it's always going to be pro Matchroom. Doesn't matter what happens, it's always going to be that. So when it's not Matchroom, when it's like Queensbury or anyone else, then you can listen, because then you're like, all right, it's going to be objective. He's going to be impartial. When it's Matchroom, it's just like, yeah, there's no point. There's just no point. Yeah. Well, you're right. That's the whole reason for the rehydration clause is to give yourself a better chance of winning. And you've done that. So, and Eubank, he has to shoulder the blame. He could have said no, he didn't. So he has to take some of the hit on that, because he did sign it. He agreed to it. Quite a dilemma, though. I want to get knocked out by Ben and listen to him gloat, or do I survive and say you couldn't beat an over the hill weight trained? Yeah, I guess that's the thing, because Conor Benn will act like, oh, I did something amazing. Not really, by knocking out a weight trained Eubank Jr. But then if you go to distance and you didn't, like, Conor Benn hasn't looked amazing in this fight, it has to be said. He's just looked better than Eubank. But we are nearing the end of this fight. Hallelujah. I shouldn't really be saying that, but it's just been such a bad fight. It's just really not been fun. It's really not been fun. I swear, man. It's been a hard watch. I ain't even gonna lie. It's not been an easy watch. That jab, it's the right hand only glancing. But Eubank takes it. So he is still showing that he can at least still take somewhat of a shot. But not much else. He is in survival mode. I mean, he is going to get whitewashed on these scorecards. I would not be shocked if one of these scorecards returns a 120 to 108. Wouldn't shock me in the slightest. I have 1K against Eubank Jr. right now. Against Eubank Jr. to win? Oh, man. He ain't going to win this fight. I was going to say, he is never going to win this fight. And there's 2 minutes and 30 to go in round number 10. I would like to see Conor Benn step on the gas a bit more because, again, he's got a very weight-drained fighter in Chris Eubank Jr., who is literally a shell of himself. He's looking slow. He's looking lethargic. He's not looking good at all. So I think he should really be stepping on the gas. But it is, if nothing else, it's disciplined. It's measured. So you got to say that. But, yeah. Yeah, I feel bad about a fiver. But, that was a good jab by Eubank. Caught Benn coming in. It's a decent jab. And Conor Benn, a little bit reckless there. Trying to throw a body shot, ends up falling into a clinch. I think that's the thing. I think Eubank is definitely flat. But you think when you've got someone like that, you need to really be stepping on the gas a little bit more. And I think that it's just not clicked. This rematch just hasn't clicked at all. And the shots Eubank's returning fire with, they're just so lame. There's just nothing there to them. And I think that's what's kind of getting it. Because the first fight was so good. You were on the edge of your seat every single round. This one, you're just looking and you're thinking, oh, God, 9 more minutes, please. Make it 9 more minutes, please. Hurry up. That's literally the way it's kind of been with this fight. Because we have 1 minute and 5 to go in round 10, and you're thinking, right, 2 more rounds of this, get the scorecards, and then we're done. Then we're done. Then we can do a post-fight review and say, what the hell was that? Because that's literally, what the hell was that? Because the crowd, like, look at Turkey. He's even just kind of sitting like that in his seat, and he's just kind of like, ugh, what's going on here? That is just how it's felt. Is not been. That was a good uppercut, though, by Eubank, but again, there's nothing on it. There's ain't nothing on those shots. I'm surprised Benn isn't going for it. Yeah, there's nothing. I'm surprised exactly, like this late in the fight to really not go for it. I'm surprised because, again, you've got a dead fighter in front of you. Like, you really, I reckon if Conor Benn really went for it, put his foot in the gas, he'd probably be able to get rid of Chris Eubank. But you see by those jabs, he is starting to probably get a bit fatigued himself. Because he's throwing some jabs there and there's not much on them. So I'd say Conor Benn is probably feeling it himself now. But saying that, he's not really thrown a great deal. He's not really done an awful lot. He really hasn't. He's done very little. And there's some shots going in from Eubank. Yeah, he's getting wild now. But yeah. Oh, lads. We've only got a few minutes left. Turkey Al-Sheikh tweeting about 50 Cent of all times. Adam Catterall says, finished for Benn if he wants it. His discipline sticking to a game plan. Exactly that. Exactly that. He is sticking to a game plan. But I think that the finish is there for him. I think it is. I really do. He's looked disciplined, though. I will say that, mate. He's looked disciplined, albeit, yeah, he's not. He's fighting someone who's a shell of himself, so he should be doing a little bit better, I would have thought. But yeah, it's not been a fun fight, considering this is the main event, and the undercard hasn't been that bad. The Catterall fight was good. The Azim fight was good. I really liked the Ishmael Davis fight. The Riakporhe fight ended in a knockout, so the undercard was actually pretty damn decent. I enjoyed the undercard. This has just not been fun. It's just not been fun. Round 11 is underway. We've 2 minutes and 50 to go in round 11. And look how wide that hook was from Eubank. He was nowhere near the target. Like, that was... What was that? Like, honestly. Father Time is undefeated, but I think it's a combination of everything. I think it's a combination of the first fight being tough, the weight cut for the first fight, and the weight cut for this fight. Honestly, I've never watched a terrible fight bring back Fury Usyk. In terms of main events for a big show, yeah, this has really not been fun. It really hasn't been fun. I haven't enjoyed this fight now, I have to say. Which is rare, because normally when we do these live watch-alongs, I think the only fight that I've ever done a live watch-along for that I really haven't enjoyed, because it was boring, was Devin Haney versus George Kambosos. I remember doing the first fight. I remember I did a watch-along for that, and it was difficult. But even then, you kind of felt like something. You had a fighter in Kambosos who was being outboxed, but he had something still there. There was fight in him. Whereas this, you just look at Eubank and you're just thinking he's got no fight in him. He's literally got no fight in him. And Conor Benn needs to be doing better. You only need to be disciplined. Yeah, exactly. You only need to be. That's a very good example because that was peak Canelo, and Canelo realized, oh yeah, Caleb Plant can't hurt me. I've got this. So he just went. He went for it, and he was like, right now I'm going to take risks, and I'm going to knock you out, and he did. Yeah. Well, where is Ben's power is a very good question. It's a very good question. Ben going to the body all night. Do we know? I honestly don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on with Chris there. I suspect the rehydration clause has something to do with it. I suspect that probably money. You know, he's making an awful lot of money and he's making millions for this fight. So I'm sure for him, it's a case of maybe just take the money, see the 12 rounds, see it out, sail off into the sunset. That's that done. And I'd imagine maybe that's the whole part of it because this has not been fun watching. We've got 45 seconds to go in round 11 and I will be praying the next 4 minutes go by quickly because I just want to do a review and then that's it for this card. This has not been, this has been a good card. I've really enjoyed the undercard, but this main event has just fallen so flat. Yeah. Hope for a miracle in the 12th round. Well, you're never going to sell a trilogy off the back of this fight. There's no way you could sell a trilogy off the back of this fight. There's just no way. It is very similar to Chris Eubank Sr. and Nigel Benn. The first fight was really good, ended in a knockout. Second fight was awful, ended in a draw. This won't end in a draw, but it won't have the same feel that the second fight did. It definitely won't have that. Is he unwell? I'd say he's probably just drained. Thank God that it's the 11th round done. We've got one more round to go, and then we're done. Thank God. Because that ain't been compelling viewing. Someone's saying they're mentioning Jamal Heron on commentary. I wonder why. I wonder why he has to do with that. What are we seeing? I'm just on social media to see. Yeah, a lot of people have Ben winning every single round. Insane, really. Exactly how I knew it would go. Wow. That's Troy Williams. Troy Williamson, who's been in sparring with Conor Benn. Damn, so even he, and he's obviously managed by Napper, so that's interesting. Round number 12. People, here we go. Round number 12. Last round. Hallelujah. Oh dear. It has been it's been a grind. It's been a grind, this fight. I've had fights that I've done watch-alongs for where you don't want them to end. This ain't one of them. So we've got 2 minutes and 35 seconds to go. Let's just see. Do they do it? All right, Eubank's a bit more aggressive. So if nothing else, he's going to try and go out, you know, with something. This is a statement victory. It's not a statement victory. It's far from it. It's, yeah, I'll give my 2 cents on it. I'm glad I haven't, do you know what, seeing what you guys are saying in the comments, I'm glad I haven't muted and I'm doing the commentary for it because I definitely wouldn't see it as I wouldn't see it as a statement victory for either guy, to be honest with you. I'd see it as just a bit of a gimmicky fight. It didn't warrant a rematch and Eubank looks shocking. And Conor Benn doesn't look amazing either. It has to be said. But yikes. Like, there's a right hand for Eubank that he doesn't pull the trigger on. Could have easily pulled the trigger on that. Like, what is he actually doing in there? It's crazy. It is genuinely crazy what we're seeing in here. Yeah, I'm glad I'm doing a watch along for this, I have to say. Oh, did Eubank stun Conor Benn ever so slightly there? Not really. Ben's able to get out of the way. We're into the last half of this round. Therefore, we're into the last half of this fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how wide Ben wins this fight by. Because he's won this fight wide. Make no mistake about that. He has won this fight wide. Minute and 5 to go. They've made it. To be fair, both guys are not world level, and they have made an absolute killing off the back of their dad's name. You can't really hate for that. That's a knockdown. That's a knockdown. Down goes Chris Eubank Jr. in the last round. That's a knockdown. And that, Conor Benn is going to go for broke. He is going to throw everything at Chris Eubank Jr. to try and get him out in this round. We are going to see, does Eubank Jr. have those survival instincts in him? We're going to see what he has left in the tank. Chris Eubank Jr. needs to hold, is actually holding on quite well there, but takes another left hook from Conor Benn. Conor Benn going to go and try and get the stoppage in this last round. Conor Benn opened up everything on Chris Eubank Jr. Right and left. 20 seconds to go for Eubank Jr. to survive. His legs look absolutely gone. But none of these shots are really landing true. That was more of a... Was that another knockdown? Was that another knockdown? Yeah, well, he's going to see the final bell. Because less than 10 seconds to go, he'll see the final bell. The referee will let him carry on. And the bell will go. There it is. So Conor Benn will get the win. I mean... I'm just glad that fight's over. I'm glad that fight's over. That was something else. At least we got a grandstand ending. Thank God we got something to end on, that we can end it on that, where we can be like, whew, thank God for that. Because I was thinking, God, that fight is going to be long. Yeah, that was not a fun watch, to say the least. That was not a fun watch. Fair play to Chris Eubank Jr. He survived till the very end. Yeah, a lot of people have it 120 to 106. Crazy. That was crazy. Eubank looked shot to bits. Shot to bits. I won 350 quid. I bet 1k against Eubank. So you won actually. Fair play. Ben couldn't not a single round. Yeah. I think I gave 2 rounds, but yeah, for the most part that was not a fun fight to watch. Mate, I was happy to see that. That's good to know, man. At least you see that's where something good comes from. You see someone winning some money and that's good. I'm delighted, man. But God, I would never have risked the grand on that. I would have, even if I was like filthy rich, I don't think I'd be that ballsy to risk a grand on something like that. These two are not their fathers. No, they're definitely not that. They do have heart, though. Let's see this knockdown again. Jab. Wow. Barely landed and Eubank was done. That's crazy. Barely landed. Like it literally grazed. Maybe it was a kind of an equilibrium shot, but see. Yeah, like barely even landed. Oh, Eddie will sell the crap out of Conor Benn. You know what Eddie is like. And I think most people are done with the whole Eddie Hearn stick now at this stage. So, yeah. Yeah, barely landed. That's crazy. That was more in here. Yeah, probably upset his equilibrium with that. Because it didn't really look like much. And then the second knockdown, yeah, shots went in. Legs were gone. Yeah, you can call that a knockdown. Yeah, you can call that a knockdown. Well, we should be getting the decision soon. I can't imagine that they'll need to tally up the scores for very long. I think this will be pretty damn resounding for Conor Benn. I do think we have to. I'll be talking about that. Have no fear. I'll be mentioning that. Have no fear that Conor Benn literally had a guy in front of him who was like a zombie. Literally like a flipping zombie. It was awful. Awful. Really not good. Remember Tommy Fury did that when he beat KSI and Jake Paul. I mean, sometimes you do look and think. But if you think about it like this, when you see elite fighters with that elite mindset, they, even like someone like Lennox Lewis, when he became, I think, undisputed champion, there was just that kind of a, happy, but yeah, we keep going. Because I think they realize that they only really need to kind of not even show emotion, but really celebrate those big achievements. Doing something like this, or if you're Tommy Fury beating the Jake Paul, you should really be celebrating it. Like, yeah, it's like, okay, that, like, it's nothing. Like, it's not really anything. So that really shows the mindset of like the elite in comparison to the mindset of the down there. But let's hear the scorecards. I want to see how wide it is. There we go.
Let's go to the winner by unanimous decision. He's now the biggest man he's ever faced in the ring. He is Conor.
What were the scorecards? Because I didn't get a chance to hear them. What were the scorecards? I have a check here. 119 to 107. Yep. I would say the 118 to 108 scorecard is the fairest, to be honest with you. I'd say that's the fairest, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that is Benn versus Eubank 2. I, for one, do not want to see a trilogy. No, please. I think we can do without that. But I personally think that the first fight was perfect. The first fight was perfect. And I really don't think we should have ever gone down the road of a second fight. I don't think we should have done that. I really don't. I think that the first fight for me was perfect. And we really didn't need to go down the road of a second fight. Am I on? Yeah. I had it even. No, 116 to 110. 116 to 110. I mean, that's very close. That means you found 4 rounds to give to Eubank. I mean, I couldn't find 4 rounds to give to him. Oh, hang on. Sorry about that. I meant to make sure everything was working. Yeah, I couldn't find 4 rounds to give to him. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. People, there is still 186, 193 in the building, actually. So there's still a few staying on. So if you haven't already, do please consider hitting the like, hitting the subscribe, and hitting the notification bell if you could. I would greatly appreciate that. So if you could, the old like button, the old subscribe, all of that good stuff, if you could, I would greatly appreciate it if you do that. If you haven't already, if you enjoyed the commentary, and it was not an easy fight to commentate on, believe me, that was not an easy fight to commentate on, then I would appreciate you hitting the like, hitting the subscribe, all of that good stuff. People, until next time, I will leave it there. Thank you so much for locking in. It has been tremendous fun. I've enjoyed it. There won't be a trilogy, have no fear of that. But yeah, oh boy, I'm tired after that. We've done nearly 3 hours tonight. Nearly 3 hours. Not easy. Not easy. But if you could, please consider hitting the like, hitting the subscribe, notification bell, all of that good stuff. Until next time, people, we will leave it there. People, have a great evening. I'll chat to you probably in the next 20 minutes with my post-fight review. Stay tuned for that.